Alrighty, guys. Yeah. You know what I'm thinking, guys? You know what I'm thinking? Talk about the Cuba stuff on Monday? No. You mean the stuff that happened on Monday, or do you mean did I stream on Monday? I did not stream on Monday. Pausers. Pausers, champ. Okay. Phew. Phew. All right. Well, everybody. Good morning. Hi, 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 hi. Hello. Hello, everyone. Bless you. Thank you. 1 HP sneeze. Real. Real, I'm afraid. Well, we've got a lot to get to today. Very exciting stuff. Did not mean to do that. We've got a lot of stuff to get to. First and foremost, both we're getting reporting that there are going to be ground troops deployed, but also two, I saw the most insane article from the New York Times about our military working from home. I have to show you guys, and I will show you guys very shortly. What is this doing here? And then, you guys see the Druski cosplaying Erika Kirk thing? Dude, people got so mad. Also, confirmation on troops not being deployed. Also, there is no war. Also, we won the war. Also, Iranian propaganda is going insane style. They're getting Americans to say based. Yeah, based. Next level white chick cosplay. It's crazier than that. It's crazier than that. And then, oh my god, did you guys see like the pathetic walkback on? Oh, you guys are right. I accidentally left that up. No one can know. I was gonna say, oh, the pathetic Gavin Newsom fucking fold, where he was like, by the way, I really regret everything mean I ever said about Israel. Can I have APEC money now, please? Please. Yeah, pathetic. Absolutely fucking pathetic. But my goat was going in on him. My goat, Mark Ruffalo was going the fuck in on him. So, want to talk about that, and then I have some variety stuff that I'm excited to get to. So, let's get into it, everyone. Get him, Hulk! Get his ass! Beat his ass, Hulk! All right. Close, 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 close. Bro, am I getting drafted? Should I start doing coke? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, you know what? Sure. You know what, man? Why not? All right. Apparently there's this live
signing, and there's no ink in the pen, and it costs $1,000.
this live meeting.
When I
One
called
sec.
the guy, I said, "I'd like to use your pen, but I can't."
Been going on for 45 minutes. Let's watch from
I
here, and
have
then
a
we can go
great
back.
thing with a big S on it, saying Sharpie, as I'm signing a $1 trillion airplane contract to buy brand new fighter jets, brand new B-2 bombers, of which we just ordered plenty. I can't do that with the press. Use your pen, but I like the pen the best. But I'll sign it. I could do like Biden did, you know, give it to somebody else to sign, or an auto pen, or maybe sign it separately in another room. But I can't use your pen. He said, "Well, I can make it nicer." I said, "What can you do?" He said, "I'll paint it black." I said, "That's nice, and I can even paint the White House on it, sir, if you like, in gold, almost real gold, not bad. And I can even do your signature, sir." And by the way, this was not staged. I just saw the pen sit there. I thought of this as an example of how $25 million spent by me at the Federal Reserve Building would be a better job than $4 billion that they're spending. And you know, one of the things that Kevin Walsh told me, he said they ripped down the nicest building. I don't know what building they're talking about. They ripped down a building, Scott, right? Kevin Walsh said it's the most beautiful building in Washington. He said the most
What the hell is blood on? What the fuck?
beautiful space. They ripped it down. Why did they do that? I don't know. Do you know what he's talking about? Is it true?
Yes, sir.
They ripped it down. We have a moron at the Fed. Who wouldn't be lowering interest rates right now? But I want to thank Jeanine Pirro and Pam and her group for having the courage to bring this suit. And I believe that the contractor on that job is probably one of the richest men in the country right now.
Hope he croaks right now mid-drone. That would be so fucking funny. It would actually be the top funniest things that have ever happened.
I believe that it's not possible to spend that kind of money. 3 billion, 4 billion, nobody knows, nobody has any idea what it is. But it's over 3 billion, and it's probably going to be over 4 billion by the time they finish. And it may never get finished. Unless I take it over, I'll get it finished. But it can never be what it was. It's never going to have those beautiful ceilings. It's never going to have those incredible walls. The walls were 1.5 feet thick of solid masonry. They ripped them down for no reason. And I just give you the story. And just to finish on this one, so I told that story to somebody and said, yeah, but it's not the same thing. I said, you're right. This one is better. It writes. So the guy said to me,
Huh?
you don't have to pay me, sir. I'll give them to you for nothing. I said, no, I don't want that. Let me pay you. I want to pay you. No, sir, you don't have to. You're the President of the United States. He was shocked. The head of Sharpie gets a call. I don't even know who the hell he is. He said, is this really the President? He said, no, you don't have to pay me, sir. This is such an honor. I said, nope, I want to pay you. He said, what would you like to pay? I said, how about $5 a pen? He said, that's all right, whatever the hell we agreed to. Peanuts. As opposed to 1,000. And these were $1,000 pens. And we were giving them out. Sometimes, you know, you were there for signings. I'd have 30, 40 people standing behind me. I'd give out 40 pens to people. Then somebody would say, could I have a couple extra? This way, I'd go like this. Here, you want 5? Here, take 5. But the bottom line is...
What the fuck have I lost my mind? Trump leads critical cabinet meeting as Iran conflict intensifies. And we're talking about some deal he made about pens?
They're better pens. It's a business story. So for $5, could be 0, but for $5...
Then we're on pen talk? Oh.
I get a much better pen than for $1,000. And I can hand them out. And actually, they become hot as a pistol. So what can I tell you? With that, could I give it to, please, a man who's done a great job at Treasury, Scott? Good luck, Scott.
Well, sir, as always, you're a tough act to follow, but that is very illustrative. Your economic leadership has made our military mission possible. Mr. President, national security, as you always
Sorry, so true. Move on.
say, is economic security. Your leadership has shown the American people that there is no prosperity without
Almost. You're so funny, Sir Ruffalo.
security. That our mighty military on one side, but the U.S. economic strength is fighting off this evil regime. The Iranians believe they are fighting a two-front war. It is the military war that our great warriors are prosecuting, but on the other side, they are trying to take
Or
control
this guy is giving big Jeb Bush energy.
of the global economy through a choke point that we believe does not exist and that we will overcome. Your historic operation at Epic Fury seized a generational opportunity to demolish a regime that has coordinated over 4 decades of global terror and claimed thousands of American lives. Many people, especially the Democrats, underestimate the will of the American people for short-term volatility for 50 years of safety that we are going to have on the other side of this. And I believe energy prices will be lower, inflation will be lower before we had the appearance of security, which is not
Trump is literally fallen asleep. He's literally gone. He literally said, "Are you gonna fucking finish it up anytime soon?" Holy.
real security. Now, the American people and the world will have absolute security. Through your maximum pressure campaign, Treasury has worked to uncover all financial lifelines to the regime and cut them off. You gave that.
That's why we removed sanctions. That's why China's still doing trades.
Order last March. This was not something that happened overnight. This is something that has been contemplated for almost a year. The Iranian financial system collapsed in December. We have systematically weakened Iran's ability to fund operations and procure weapons, and that required months of preparations. Threats to American national security have no place in the global economic system. The oil market is well supplied. We have taken actions to ensure oil supplies stranded at sea are made available to the global market. Your bold actions like the Development Finance Corporation's Maritime Reinsurance Program in conjunction with Central Command will soon provide shippers through the Gulf region with a level of security we have never seen before. Mr. President, we are starting to see more and more movement in and out of the Gulf today, and this is more than yesterday, and this is the beginning. I am confident that shipping traffic will continue to increase on a daily basis even before we secure the straits. Turning to the home front, the U.S. economy remains strong. We had a strong economy thanks to you. We are the best insulated in the world thanks to your energy efforts in term 1 and term 2. The U.S. is an energy superpower.
Bro, this is how my team looks at me when I talk about how we're gonna win the game. This is me talking to my fucking 0-10 PP, my fucking somehow 0-10 Magneto, my Invis that has no kills, no heals, nothing, no ult. I'm like, okay guys, we're gonna get on the point. You guys understand the point? The payload. We're gonna get on the payload, okay? You guys understand? This is how they look at me. They're like, what do you mean? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
American workers' purchasing power is finally being restored. The latest figures indicate robust real compensation increases. We are starting to see the working family tax cuts benefits bearing fruit this tax season. 44% of tax returns have claimed at least one of your signature policies: no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, deductibility of auto loans. The average tax refund is up.
Does Besson's husband know he regularly deep throats Trump because he's doing it now?
More than 10% for working Americans. The economy you vitalized through your pro-growth policies is well positioned to withstand these temporary disruptions. The United States dollar has reasserted itself as a safe haven asset. The U.S. dollar
the U.S. dollar is a safe haven asset. Okay.
has appreciated since the hostilities began because everyone knows, thanks to your efforts, the U.S. economy is the best position in the world and capital is flowing in. Efforts to reprioritize economic security are ensuring
Me when I fucking lie, bro. Me when I lie.
the United States remains secure, resilient, and prepared for the challenges ahead. As we approach the 250th anniversary, America will never be safer and more secure militarily and economically. Thank you.
I just want to ask you a question. Is this guy central casting? I'm looking at him. I'm in Treasury. He might not be so good for war. I don't know. Pretty good. No, I'm looking pretty good too. I'm looking at this guy. He's central casting. Even the glasses are perfect. Where do you get those glasses? I think I'm going to get glasses. That's beautiful. Great job. That's really good. No, he's done a great job. And you all have. Proud of you all. Do you have any questions?
Yes, Mr. President.
That's amazing. Yeah, his glasses, Poindexter. Anyways, anyone else?
Are you going to go in for the uranium? Like, how do you secure Iran?
Dude, he's so mad he's getting asked questions about Iran, even though he started the war with Iran. So what about the uranium? Can we go back to the pens, guys? The pens. Did I mention these pens? They're gold.
Let's assume I was or I wasn't. Why would I ever answer a question?
Can you accomplish
What
your
kind?
The new OP strategy. And why would I tell you? Why would I tell you that?
I have a question. Am I going to go in for the? Oh yeah, I'm going in. We're going in tomorrow at 3:00. How could you possibly ask a question like that and expect an answer? I don't know, but I don't know. I think you're a friendly person too. It's just such a ridiculous question.
Just move on. Just move on. Just move on. Bro, to talk about ridiculous questions, meanwhile, we had, I forget what her fucking name is on CBS, asking the foreign minister of Iran, can you tell us where the nuclear enriched materials are? Where are they exactly? No, could you tell us where they are? You can't tell. You're not going to tell us. Okay.
Mr. President, yes, sir, Mr. President.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. There's been a report that potentially the U.S. is looking at diverting some munitions, air defenses that were meant for Ukraine to the Middle East. Is there any accuracy to that? Is that something you're considering?
Well, I'd have to ask me, but we do that all the time. You know, we have tremendous amounts of ammunition. We have them in other countries, like in Germany and all over Europe. We have, you know, we're packed. And sometimes we take from one and we use for another. We helped Ukraine. Biden started, and he gave $350 billion away, too much, way too much. And we sell it now to NATO. We sell it to NATO, and they probably give it to Ukraine, mostly, I think. They give it to Ukraine, but we get paid for everything that we give. We don't give anything anymore. That's a tough situation, that whole Ukraine situation, very, very tough. We're working very hard on getting that one solved. It doesn't have any impact on us, virtually nothing. In fact, if anything, I mean, we sell a lot of equipment for that.
I'm just giving away the playbook, by the way. Actually, the U.S. benefits from war. We benefit a lot from war. We give them lots of weapons, and they give us lots of money. So we benefit. We do. Amazing. Also, Shaitambo, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome.
Unfortunate war. 25,000 people died last month. 25,000, so mostly soldiers. Some in the towns, but for the most part, soldiers. They're dying. Nobody's seen anything like it since World War II. It's a terrible situation, and hopefully that's going to get settled. You know, I settled 8 wars, and many of them I think were more difficult than this one. In theory, they were more difficult, but there's tremendous hatred between President Putin and President Zelensky. Tremendous hatred. I've seen it before, but I've never seen it maybe to this extent. And I think that's calming down a little bit, and I think we have a chance of getting it done. But it doesn't affect us. Thousands of miles away. That's why when I heard the head of Germany say, "This is not our war," about Iran, I said, well, Ukraine's not our war. We helped, but Ukraine's not our war. I thought it was a very inappropriate statement to make, but he made it. You can't erase it, but he felt that way. I said, well, you know, Ukraine's not our war, and it's not, but I would like to see all those young people stop being killed. I mean, they're being killed. It's like a slaughterhouse. What's happening there is horrible.
It's horrible. None of the U.S. troops are dying. That's why we're going to Iran. We need to kill the U.S. troops. We're deploying all of them. We will kill the young men from America for Israel, for Netanyahu, for our great dear leader, Epstein. Oh, okay.
5,000 on our last 2 months ago was 31,000 people died in 1 month, Marco, right? I said, it's getting crazy. It's getting worse. Think of it, 31,000 soldiers, both Russian and Ukraine, died 2 months ago. 25,000 last month. And if I can solve that, it would be a great honor to do it. I wish it could have gone faster. I solved other ones in 1 day that have been going for 32 years. We we stopped one that was starting. It was already started. India and Pakistan, and the Prime Minister of Pakistan, a very fine gentleman, said President Trump solved something.
It's so funny to say this when both India and Pakistan said, what? Trump didn't do anything. Huh? What wars did he stop? Are the ones that he made up in his head?
That was going to cost 10 million lives. That was going to cost a lot of lives, two nuclear nations. And those were complicated, but we got them done quickly. This one is, it's a shame. And the only reason I'm doing it, frankly, is because I want to stop death. I want to stop the death from happening. I think I'm going to go with a man that I've missed, Brian. I haven't seen you in a long time. I miss you. He's been in a very strange location. I don't know.
A man that you've missed, huh?
He's had a strange thing happen. But anyway, go ahead, Brian.
Well, good to see you too. Actually, good to see the entire cabinet here. Good to see you too. You talked about gas prices coming down. Obviously, they will. But would you ever consider suspending the federal gas tax in order to kind of temporarily alleviate some?
Well, some people should do that. As an example, in California, every time prices go down, his prices go up because they the gas tax is bigger than the tax itself, bigger than the product itself. It hasn't. I mean, we've thought about it, I guess, but honestly, when I did this, I knew it was going to be a little bit. We had the greatest economy ever. We had the greatest stock market in history. I said, we're going to take a little bit of a hit, a short-term hit. It's going to end up going much higher than it was, in my opinion. I said we're going to have a great stock market. Nobody thought we could get to 50,000 or 7,000 in there.
No one ever said otherwise. What? Who said the Dow? What are we at right now? Sorry. On like making random shit up. It's an ancient meme. The cereal spitting meme. Can you show me one person that was like, the Dow will never hit 50,000? Who said that? Who said that? Who are we talking about?
Respective indices. Nobody thought that was going to happen, but it did in the first year. They said it couldn't happen in 4 years, that you wouldn't hit 50 in 4 years, but you could maybe get close. We hit it in the first year. And I said, this is a good time to solve a problem that you had to solve. And that's what I did. But the gas tax, people have talked about it. It's something we have in our pocket if we think it's necessary.
And if I can follow real quickly, you just recently took off, Secretary Duffy, 17,000 truckers off the road that quite frankly could not speak English, which is a safety issue.
Yeah.
Could we ever extend that to Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, cab drivers, for someone who takes a lot of Ubers? A lot of my drivers can't speak
Oh, well, that's not good. I didn't like that. Go ahead, John.
So that's a really good point. The problem is that our states are the ones that issue these licenses. So with commercial driver's licenses, we do have some federal control. But again, we have thousands of people who can't speak the language, long-standing rule, and it's a safety issue, right? If you can't understand road signs, if you can't
I like the idea of like an immigrant here that's like, wow, I would stop at that stop sign, but I just don't know what stop means. Oh, what are we doing here? What are we doing? If only we had shapes and colors. Oh, wait, we do for the fucking hogs in this country. Universal even. Wow. Everyone knows. You see, the thing is in Mexico, because everything is a sepia filter, the green light is a yellow light, and the red light is also a yellow light. So they kind of just drive whenever they feel like driving. So when they come here, they're like, oh my God, where's the sepia filter? Green, maybe I should stop. Red, maybe I should go. That's everybody. We all know that.
communicate with law enforcement when you're pulled over and communicate what's on your rig. Huge problem. But the last administration, Mr. President, they let truck driving schools self-certify that they were qualified to train truck drivers. And so this is like the Leering Center. So you pay $800 and you get a certificate that you passed a CDL driving school, and again, they have no skills. They don't have the knowledge, and they don't have the skills. They haven't gone through any of the testing. And then they get licenses, and they're killing Americans on our roads. So it's remarkable, the rot that the last administration allowed to take place.
The rot that is truck drivers killing Americans? I think he's talking about, like, getting, like, is he not talking about, like, transportation trucks? Like 16-wheelers? Because if he was talking about cars, he would just be talking about cars. What? He's saying Ubers now?
We are ending that, and I need partnership with our states. Even California started to come on board. Even Gavin has started to play ball with us, which is surprising. Not all the way, a little bit of ball.
Mr. President,
What? I don't even okay. All right, sorry. That guy just, like, literally fried my brain, served absolutely nothing, refused to elaborate, and then fucking left. Great.
You know, it's interesting because I just saw something that the nursing home business and the daycare centers in particular, they went out and inspected them in Minnesota, and they didn't exist. They're knocking on the door. He happens to be a young man, Nick, nice young man. He's done a very good job. They're knocking on doors. It's like homes, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of that. They didn't exist, and in California it's worse. It's even worse. And I spoke with Russell Vogt. I said, Russell, don't send them any money. He said, but we have a court order that we have to. Can you believe it? A judge. The judges are really hurting this country. Our judges just...
So funny to say this when judges are one of the few. The legal system is pretty fucked, and judges are like the one part of the legal system that are like mostly okay. I don't know if you guys have had the privilege of speaking to a justice before, or speaking to a judge before, or going to what is it called? Having a hearing, or going to a court, or going to jury duty or whatever. Judges across the board, most of them have a pretty big respect for the law and have a lot of respect for fairness. This idea that judges are the thing that are breaking this country is amazing. It's amazing.
Justice Roberts doesn't like when I say it, but the judges are really hurting this country. And frankly, the justices, the Supreme Court, has really hurt our
All right, nice bait, hyphen answer.
country too.
Mr. President, do you have a new deadline, given that there are some talks now? Do you have a new deadline before taking?
No, I'll announce it. I mean, right now.
Because the judges keep reversing his decisions, it's making him mad.
Talking about a deadline for doing some pretty big damage, even bigger than we've done. We'll see. Look, we have very substantial talks going on with respect to Iran, with the right people. You know, I told you about a present, right? Steve, can I reveal the present?
You can do anything you want.
Thank you. They said to show you the fact that we're real and solid and we're there. We're going to let you have 8 boats of oil, 8 boats, 8 big boats of oil. This was 2 days ago. And they'll sail up tomorrow. That was 3 days ago. And I didn't think much about it. And then I watched the news, and they said, a very good anchor, actually, happened to be Fox. But I watched it, and he said, something's unusual happening. There are 8 boats that are going right up the middle of the Hormuz Strait. 8 big tankers are going loaded up with oil right through. And I said, well, I guess they were right, and they were real. And I think they were Pakistani flagged. Yes. And I said, well, I guess we're dealing with the right people. And actually, they then apologized for something they said, and they said, we're going to send 2 more boats. And it ended up being 10 boats. All right? I hope I haven't screwed up your negotiations, but I thought it was appropriate to say, because I did taunt you the other day by saying they're going to give us a present.
I have. What was the present? The boats? And then there were 2 boats, and then there were 10 boats. You know what, man? Who knows?
Yeah,
There were 2 illegal immigrants who were arrested at San Francisco airport for ignoring deportation orders. At the same time, as you highlighted, really great reception from American travelers for ICE agents. Is there a PR aspect of this that can allow future deportations to go on with less protesting, less outrage?
Yeah, it's amazing because by putting ICE there, look, the press was very unfair to ICE. So was everyone else. These are great American patriots. They have a tough job.
Everyone is being so unfair to ICE.
They have to find murderers and take them out of our country. I wouldn't want to do it. You wouldn't want to do it. Most people wouldn't want to do it. They do it. And, 11,888 murderers. And that's murderers. That's not drug dealers. That's not lots of other things. It's not people from mental institutions. Entire jail populations were released from major countries and let into our country through the open border. And ICE has done an amazing job. I wouldn't want that job. It's a tough job, dangerous job. So what
The
happens
dangerous job of murdering unarmed civilians. So true.
is by putting them at the airport, and I just said, do me a favor, take off your masks. And they did. For that, not for when they're looking for some, cold-blooded killers and they're in the, but for that. And they did. They took them off.
The cold-blooded killers, like checks notes. Alex Preddy, registered nurse. Oh, okay.
And the passengers, I see the interviews of people, they're saying, these are nice people. One person said, he's a very strong man, but he's a nice guy. He grabbed my bag. He helped the woman with a bag that she couldn't lift. And I'll tell you, I don't want to use the word rehab because there was nothing to rehab, but rehab from the press, because the press is so tough on them. And these crooks in Minnesota, these crooked politicians and dirty cops. They're dirty cops, they're dirty politicians. Waltz is a dirty, crooked politician. The Attorney General is a crooked guy. He's no investigations, and I hope JD's going to do a great job. He's in charge of it now with somebody who's very talented. But I think it's easy stuff. They say $19 billion, think of it, is missing. $19 billion. If we would solve half of the fraud problem, Pam, in this country, we would have more than a balanced budget. We'd have.
It just as a quick question. How much money have we spent so far on the war in Iran for literally no fucking reason? What's that? $31 billion? Hey, I found some fraud, waste, and abuse for you right here, man. Yeah, I found some right here. Yep. There's like this massive fraud, waste, and abuse. I don't think Trump knows about this massive fraud, waste, and abuse. Dude, someone needs to tell him. There's no way he must just not know. DOGE should look into this. Did you guys see that one video from like the DOGE staffer that was like, he looks like he's fucking 16 or something. And they basically say, let me see if I can find it.
Have a surplus. And in the case of Minnesota, it's very Somalia-oriented. Think of it. These people come from a crooked country, disgusting country, one of the worst countries in the world. Acknowledged to be one of the worst countries in the world. Some people say it's
acknowledged by who? Racist Americans?
Worst. They have no money, they have nothing. They come to our country, low IQs, and they rob us blind.
Dude, if anyone is going to talk about low IQs, it cannot be the fucking dipshit-ass Americans, bro.
Stupid people. And they rob
Stupid
us
people.
blind because we have crooked politicians.
Yes, it was this one. It was this one. Wetterberg, thank you. Crazy name. But yes, thank you, this one. DOGE staffer defends DEI grant purge by inexperienced
So if you had a question.
This kid, he literally looks like he's in high school.
About, let's say, whether a grant was violative of, or had DEI in it, for instance, or was a borderline call, how would you get clarity on how to deal with that?
Justin and I made a personal judgment call and then reviewed that judgment call with Mike and with Adam.
Okay. Do you have any history in, like, let's say, scholarly peer review?
No.
Okay. So, but this judgment call was made by you and your personal judgment combined with Justin's personal judgment to cancel grants based on DEI?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think it's inappropriate in any way that someone in their 20s with no experience with grants or federal government was making personal judgment calls about what grants to cancel?
Objection.
No, I don't think it's inappropriate.
Okay. Why not?
Objection.
I think a person can have enough judgment from reading books and being well informed outside of traditional experience to make judgment calls about obvious things like
I'm experienced. Sorry. I can make the judgment calls on what grants to cancel because I've read some books. What books, bitch? What?
grant that literally lists DEI in its description to know whether it violates an executive order.
Okay.
Shapes and colors for these people. Shapes and colors. Shapes and colors. By the way, DEI can also refer to veterans. By the way, DEI can also refer to disabled people. No, but for sure. If it has DEI in it, it must mean that it's bad. And it definitely never relates to anything about, I don't know, providing people who are underprivileged more opportunities, shortening the gap that exists between underprivileged and privileged people in this country. No, for sure.
I don't think you need to have a scholarly peer review background to do that.
Okay. So presumably you read some of these books that would have informed you on how to cancel a grant based on DEI?
Objection.
I did not read a book on how to discern what.
I don't think you need to have experience. You just need to have read some books. Did you read any books? No. No.
Whether a grant includes DEI or not. I read the.
Also, his fucking lawyer just in the background. Objection. That question's hard to answer. Objection. Don't do that. And he doesn't even give. What's the point of having a lawyer if you're just, every time they say objection, you're just going to say what you want to say?
The actual description of the actual grant.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm saying books because you said books. What books would you have read that would have informed your opinion on what grants to cancel based on DEI? Or
there were no books.
Okay. So there are no books. Anything else that would have informed you on how to do this?
No.
Okay. Just kind of your whims, I guess? Is that what you're saying?
Objection.
They're not my whims. It's my judgment of how to interpret a grant that includes DEI characteristics or our wasteful spend.
Oh. That's amazing. That is amazing. The objections are for the record since it's a deposition, but not in court. Yeah, but the problem is if the objection later is found to not be valid, you answered in a way that maybe your lawyer would not have wanted you to answer. That's amazing. That is incredible. Our best and brightest, guys. These are the people who were canceling the cancer grants, by the way. That's amazing.
And we have dirty cops. The Attorney General's a dirty cop. It's my opinion. It's only my opinion. And something should be done about him. Let's see what kind of a job he can
President,
do.
yesterday you said that you hate mail-in ballots.
Excuse me?
Should Iran be able to charge a toll for the Strait of Hormuz? They're charging some vessels to go through.
Oh, yeah. Well, should they be able to? I mean, they shouldn't be able to, but they're doing it a little bit. I don't know. Look, their capability is a lot less than what.
Doing swing it a little bit, dude. Just get me off this ride.
Was 2 weeks ago.
Imagine being a scientist that has undergone major struggles to do research in a field that could save our lives, and this fucking clown rejects your grant because you're not a straight white man.
And with every week and every day, frankly, it gets less and less. All I can tell you is they're begging to make a deal. So let's see what happens. We may make a deal. Tell me about mail-in ballots. Go ahead. You mean I used a mail-in ballot? You probably said, yeah, I did.
Why did you
You know
use
what?
that? Is
Because
there
I'm
a process?
president of the United States, and because of the fact that I'm president of the United States, I did a mail-in ballot for elections that took place in Florida, because I felt I should be here instead of being in the beautiful sunshine
But you
taking.
were in Palm Beach, sir, the last few weekends.
That's right, and
Would you
I
have gone in person?
decided that I was going to vote by mail-in ballot because I couldn't be there, because I had a lot of different things. But you know, we have exceptions for mail-in ballots. You do know that, right? So
Mail-in ballots are super insecure, and we need to go after the Democrats for using mail-in ballots. Also, I used a mail-in ballot. Oh my God.
if you're away, we have an exception. If you're in the military, we have an exception. If you're on a business trip, we have an exception. If you're disabled, we have an exception. And if you're ill, if you're not feeling good, we have. So I was away, mostly in Washington, D.C., so I used a mail-in ballot. But I appreciate the question, because I know it was so well-meaning. Yeah.
Mr. President, I actually just looked up the company that owns Sharpie, and they stock turned positive after you mentioned it. Question on Rants.
By the way, they deserve it.
Yeah, question on
It's a
Rants.
good product.
So you gave a 5-day deadline. With oil tankers going through the Strait of Hormuz, is that a condition to move that 5-day deadline?
Well, we don't want anything impeded. We want ships to go through. We don't know that they've dropped any mines, by the way, because we blew up all their mine droppers, right? We blew up every one of them. They're going to have to take them out on a rowboat or something. I don't know how the hell they get them out there, but we don't really know. You might speak.
You know, bro. Golden nugget, bro. Stop.
To it. We don't know. There could be a few of them out there, but that's a lot. You know, if you have $1 billion ship and you get hit by a mine, it's not the greatest thing in the world. So if you think
You have $1 billion ship and you get hit by a mine, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Do I need to pull up the clip of Nick Fuentes saying he misses Obama? We made the neo-Nazis say that he misses the black president, bro.
the problem with that, that's not like you've decimated the military. If you think there may be a mine, that's a bad thought, and it stops things up. How are we doing in that regard, Peter?
Mr. President, you're right. We have so heavily degraded their coastal defense capabilities and their naval capabilities that any.
This is where we're at now.
Denims, like at all, because her camera is so fucking big and it bothers me.
Eric, thank you for the 10. Is this happening? Are we doing it? Are we really doing this, Lane? This is where we're at, guys.
Signalsports.org sent $20. Love the show.
Thank you.
67 Wang 67 sent $20. 930. Why a Obama sympathizer? He lies like Trump. Also kill all minorities.
I'm liking Obama now. I miss Obama. I miss the adults in the room. Get this orange clown out of
Abused
here.
sphincter nuthole sent $20. Signalsports.org sent $20.
Most racist super chat message you've ever heard in your life. And with the response, I miss Obama. Amazing. Incredible. Calling him the orange man now. Holy shit. Nick despises his audience so much. Oh my God. It's so good though. It's so good.
Strategic or operational attempts to
Oh
do
my
those
God. Who let the fucking DUI higher speed?
types of things are extremely limited, and we continue to move over the top of that. Now, whether Iran makes a wise choice or not to try to execute that is part of how this deal comes together, but with every passing day, the military pressure that we're putting on them lessens their ability to really hold that militarily at issue.
I mean, the problem with the issue of the Hormuz Straits is this. We've decimated them as a military. No Air Force, no Navy. Very few rockets left. We blew up so many. Hard to manufacture them. Same thing with drones. The leadership is gone. The problem with the Straits is this. Let's say we do a great job. We say we got 99%. 1% is unacceptable because 1% is a missile going into the hull of a ship that cost $1 billion, right? So 1% is we can't. If we do a 99% decimation, that's no good. So it's really, you know, a little bit. But I have a feeling it's going to clean up pretty quickly. I could just say this: they want to make, and I probably hurt our little negotiation. It gives them a little impetus to say, well, I wish you didn't say that. But they said yesterday.
It's your friend in the VC trying to explain why losing that rank game wasn't his fault.
That we weren't negotiating with them, and now they admit that we were negotiating with them. So they want to make a deal. The reason they want to
make a deal, copium.
Is they have been just beat to shit.
So are you thinking of taking control of Iran's oil?
It's an option. I mean, I wouldn't talk about it, but it's an option.
Is that something you thought about?
Well, in Venezuela, we've done very well working with Venezuela, certainly.
No, we haven't. No, we have not. No, we have not. Nobody wants to build refineries in Venezuela. There are no American companies that want to do that. The ROI is shit.
Taking in billions and billions of dollars. And by the way, Venezuela is doing better right now than they've ever done in the history of their country. And it's sort of like a joint venture. But the United States has made a lot of money, Marco, right? With it. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
About Venezuela?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Venezuela in the first 2 months of this year generated more revenue from oil sales than they had most of all of last year. But the money's not being stolen anymore. And it's being held in a U.S. Treasury blocked account. And to the extent it's flowing to the Venezuelan government, it's going to help people, like fund hospitals, pay teachers. It's not
And we
being
get a
stolen.
lot of it. And they got more than they have in many years. Think of it. We get a lot of it. We have a deal. We get a lot of it. We had 100 million, think of this, 100 million barrels we took in the first 2 weeks. 100 million barrels. That's a lot of oil. It's a lot of ships. And we got some, and they got some. We paid for the ships. A lot of money left over. And Venezuela has done better now with us. Call it a partner, call it whatever you want. We've made a lot of money, and they've made a lot of money. We've paid
when I lie.
Paid for the cost of that military hit many, many times over. And we've only just started. Our relationship with Venezuela has been amazing. The people, actually, I'm the highest polling person. And in other words, after the presidency, I think I may go to Venezuela and run for president against Elsie. I may run against Elsie. It's an
I'm so sorry to the Venezuelan people for him even making this joke.
option. No, they like me in Venezuela, but it's an option for me. It's a wonderful option. Yes.
There's some reports that Gulf allies are concerned about winding down the war too soon and potentially leaving Iran.
Well, they'd probably like us to stay, but
the concern
if we don't stay, look, it's a beautiful thing about airplanes that go 2,000 miles an hour is you can get back there very quickly. If we don't stay, we're going to be protecting them. We know, they've been very good. Hey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, in particular, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, the three of them, Kuwait, Bahrain, they've been 100%. Now, in all fairness, they could have gone the other way. They were surprisingly missiled. They were shot at. Nobody ever thought they'd be shot at. UAE had 1,400 missiles.
Iran literally said that they would shoot at all of our allies. They literally said that they would shoot at all U.S. bases, U.S. military bases, and U.S. Facilities would be fair game if they got attacked. And then we attacked them. CENTCOM literally told you they would be shot at. Hello?
Aimed at them. Fortunately, they had the greatest anti-missile weapon in history called the Patriot. Almost every single missile was shot down. We had an incident recently where 101 missiles were shot at a certain thing that we own. It's very valuable. 101 missiles going 2,000 miles an hour. Out of the 101 missiles, every single one of them was shot down in midair and fell into the ocean. It's amazing technology. There's nobody has equipment like we have.
Is it even possible to wipe down the war while Iran still has that enriched uranium? Is it even possible
Well,
to
you're
wipe down?
going to have to see, but, you know, I think we're in just very good shape. We're roaming, you know what we're doing? You know the word roaming free? We're over their skies with the most beautiful planes you've ever seen. Roaming free, there's not a damn thing they can do about it. And it would be nice if, like the fake news New York Times, which writes so fake, and the Wall Street Journal is terrible, terrible. I mean, I read a story today that I'm desperate to make a deal. If I was desperate, he'd be the first to know. Pete, let's get the hell out of there.
I was desperate. He would be the first to know. Pete Hegsbreath. Sorry, sorry, Hegseth. Nervous chuckles. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, dude. You can't make this shit up. I guess this is like moderately better than this.
The President has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interests of the United States of America are achieved on that battlefield. This President has made it.
The jerk off motion, the hard, Trump's eyebrows, cinema. Cinema, I am afraid, cinema. All right, returning. Oh my God.
The opposite of desperate. I don't care. I want to know. In fact, we have other targets we want to hit before we leave.
And when beer and shots. Is that you, Keg's Breath? Is it actually you?
If we're hitting them on a daily basis. No, I don't talk about you. I can't talk about specifics. A lot of people say that wouldn't matter. Maybe it does matter. Who knows? But I wouldn't talk. It's like the question this young lady asked. Sorry about I embarrassed her. I don't want to embarrass you because I think I think she's a friendly reporter, so I'm sorry. But you know, I can't say what we're going to do because if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here for long. They'd probably, what is it called, the 25th Amendment? They'd institute the 25th Amendment, which they didn't do with Biden, which is shocking.
Dude, look at these scumbags laughing because they know nothing is going to happen to them. Great country, guys.
Safe enough to leave the region because Steve said that they've got enough uranium to make 11 bombs. That's a very scary thing. So,
well, it's again, I can't talk to you about that. You're asking me a question. You're essentially saying, will I go in and do something? I can't talk to you about that.
Mr. President, you're looking at a coalition of ships to help, warships to help protect tankers. How close are you to getting that coalition?
Well, we have a coalition for them, but they should have been up here a long time ago. And you know, they're affected. The amazing thing is we don't need the Hormuz Strait. We don't need it. We don't need it at all. We have so much oil. Our country is not affected by this. We have twice the amount of oil as Saudi Arabia or Russia, and soon it'll be 3 times the amount. Chris, do you want to speak to that for a second?
Yeah, that's correct. Our total oil production is greater than Saudi Arabia's plus Russia, and more than we consume in the United States. So we're the largest.
Pretty good. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
pretty
You know what they call it? Drill, baby, drill. Yes.
Mr. President.
I thought it was dig we must. Dude, we're changing the fucking saying every time. First it's drill baby drill, then it's dig we must. Now we're back to drill baby drill.
Anything else?
You need to seek God, bro. You need to seek God.
Be clear.
What else you want to say?
Well, and same thing for natural gas. We went, before your first term, we were the largest exporter of natural gas in the world. Today we're just by far the largest. I mean, we're the largest importer, now we're by far the largest exporter, and it's growing rapidly this year. New facilities are coming online, new production's ramping up.
We're doing an amazing job. We're getting a lot of help from that man right over there. He's getting approvals done quickly and very environmental. He's an environmentalist, actually. He does a great job, but he gives you a fast approval or rejection. Do you have anything to say?
Well, back on Venezuela, where Chris and I both had a chance to be there, I literally think they're going to put a statue to President Trump, and I'm not being, it's not a political statement, it's a
This guy literally looks cartoonishly evil. Cartoonishly evil. We're making a statue in Trump's honor. And it's the most cartoonishly evil hair and eyebrows.
Actual thing. That would be a great honor.
No, because it's like they view President Trump like Simon Bowler. He's the liberator of a country, and this is a country where they love American baseball. You look on the street, they're wearing NBA jerseys, and Delcy and her team working with us, getting back. Chris and I both experienced it was the first time in Venezuelan history that they had the free press allowed to come on to essentially where the White House, the Palacio Miraflores. Yeah. And it was an emotional thing for people that had been for 20 years had never had a chance to be there. So whether it's and then production, it's showing up in production. The American companies that are coming back, most of those American companies have many.
Can I name 3?
American Venezuelan team members. One company in Houston's got 600 Venezuelan Americans that know more about reviving that industry. So
yeah, and they're all getting deported tomorrow by ICE. Congratulations, bro.
GDP is a 1/4 of what it was before. They want to get back. They remember what it was. Their production on oil production is climbing towards 50% increase just in the 3 months we've been here. That flows to American refineries on the Gulf Coast, lowering the price of gas in America. So it's a
forget that. When are they going to do the statue? The hell with you.
You get it? You guys get it? Because he doesn't care about anything except for himself.
Thank you. You've been really honest about how disappointed you are in Sir Keir Starmer, particularly in relation to Iran. So I'm curious about your phone calls with him, how easy they might be. And also, were you surprised by...
Are we talking about Starmer?
Yes. And are you surprised by how weak...
I think he's a lovely man. I do. I think he's a lovely man. But I think he did something that was shocking. He didn't want to help us. And maybe in particular that country, we were the longest bond, the longest ally. Australia too. Australia was not great. I was a little surprised by Australia. I wouldn't say anybody was great other than the 5 countries in the Middle East. We never really had very much support. We spend trillions of dollars supporting countries, and this is Little League. This isn't the big league deal. This is sort of Little League pool for us. This was look, we decimated them in a period of a week. In the first week, it was over. In the first few days, it was over. I think the Navy took us 3 days to essentially annihilate that. They weren't there. So if there's ever a big one, which I hope there's not, but if there's ever a big one, I don't think they're going to be there. And that's not fair. And we have to remember that as a country, because we spend trillions of dollars protecting Europe, protecting the countries of NATO. They weren't there for us. For small time. This is small time. You know what? Venezuela is a big deal, but
we were there for NATO defensively, and they're not here for us offensively when we decide to go to war with a country that is not a threat. Incredible. I'm sure you guys also saw the reporting that the original goals of the war are unattainable now. The idea that we would be able to have regime change or control the oil seems impossible now. So our current goal is to open the Strait of Hormuz. The thing that was already open before the war.
Not the big one. They weren't there. So what makes you think they'd be there if we needed them for something? And your prime minister was not there, as you know. He was there after we won. He said, we'd like to send some ships. I said, we already won. We don't need them anymore.
Can you explain why he was...
We already won. By the way, we haven't finished yet. We need to finish beating them. But also, we already won.
Why you what?
Why he was reluctant to help with Iran.
He didn't have to. I didn't ask him. I just said, just tell me no. I mean, we're always going to be there. At least we were. I don't know about anymore, to be honest with you. I would have to be honest. We were always there when they needed help. We always would have been there when they needed help. I mean, think of it. We're there to protect Europe from Russia. In theory, it doesn't affect us. We have an ocean, big, fat, beautiful ocean. But we're there
big, fat, beautiful ocean. Don't tell this guy how far Alaska is from Russia.
To protect NATO to protect them from Russia. But they're not there to protect us. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. I tell you, a lot of people were big NATO people. I was never big. I was okay. I got them to pay 5%. By the way, they haven't paid it yet. You know that. You know, I got them to pay 5% from 2% to 5%. They didn't pay it yet. I got them to pay up to 2% because they weren't paying the 2%. Then I got them to pay 5%, which they should be at. And we had a lot of, oh, that was great, great. Oh, only Trump could do it. But the problem is they haven't paid. Because if you look at the numbers, they haven't paid yet. So we were there for them, but they were not there for us. Did we need them? No. I never thought we needed them. I was more doing a test. I said,
Guys, he was shit testing his ex, bro.
I really would love to have you come up. Bring your boats. You can sail through the beautiful Hormuz Straits, and you
Bring
can
your boats to sail.
protect
Bring
people
your
that are being
boats.
shot at.
And if you get hit by a mine, well, then we know there aren't any mines there anymore, maybe. Unless there are some that your boat didn't get blown up by. But we're just doing a little test. Just a little test.
They didn't do it. And that's small potatoes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
That's small potato.
I was just going to say, does it affect the state visit with the king that you're going to have in April? Are you looking forward to that?
With the king?
With the king
No.
coming here?
No. He's a friend of mine. He's a great gentleman. As you know, he honored me and our country. He really honored our country. But we had an amazing time. I've known him as Prince Charles. I know him as King Charles. I'm proud of him. He's fighting a tough battle. He's tough. I think he's a fantastic. It has nothing to do with that. It's different. But he's gonna be here very soon, as you know. We're gonna have a state dinner. It's gonna be great. But I was very disappointed when the Prime Minister said, I won't be able to. It started with the island that the indigenous have claimed away from your country. And for some reason, you went for it. And all of a sudden, indigenous people that never saw the place, they never saw it.
I mean, I agree that it started with the island, but I would argue the Epstein Island is where it all started. I don't.
He was afraid that we would do something to insult because he's a liberal. That's the way they think.
Liberal.
And when we needed the island to land that beautiful B-2 bomber, we were told we can't use it. We'd have to fly back to Missouri, which is a 17-hour flight, as opposed to a couple of hours. And I said, you gotta be kidding. Not good. They made a big mistake.
Mr. President, is the Friday deadline for Iran, is that pushed back now, or, and if not?
I don't know
who's to
yet.
say
I don't know.
not decided yet?
Mr. Witkoff and JD and Jared will tell me whether or not they think it's going along. And
I will say by far the funniest thing about the war in Iran is the fact that JD Vance went from, we would never go to any wars. We would never start a single war. We are not like Biden. We would never start a war, to going completely silent. I don't think I've seen him say anything in weeks. He had like that one part where he blamed Biden for oil prices, and then that's it.
if it's not going along, maybe not. And we have a lot of time. You know what? It's a day. In Trump time, a day, you know what it is? That's an eternity. Say it, what?
European Parliament just passed a major deportation plan. Some of the tenets of it are that member states can deport rejected asylum seekers to third countries regardless of whether they have a connection to it. It allows for detention periods of up to 2 years and also offshore return hubs or detention centers similar to ours.
Who did this? Who did which country?
European Parliament, and the vote was not close. It was 389 in
Good.
favor to 208 against.
I'd vote.
So
I'd vote with them. Yeah.
Europe is where you are now. Do you think that will move the needle with Democrats?
I don't care about the Democrats. The Democrats hate our country. The Democrats are in chaos right now, and they have no common sense. You know, they have one quality that's amazing. They stick together. And it's harder because they stick together in a ridiculous policy like men playing in women's sports, open borders for everybody, including murderers and anybody else that want it. We're open to you. Come in, murderers. You know why they do that? They do that for a couple of reasons, but they do it for votes because they think they're going to vote for the Democrats. Even though I did great with the Hispanic vote, tremendous with this.
Not anymore.
Hispanic vote. You know, I turned that whole thing around. The Hispanics like me, and I like them. And you know, it's interesting with the Hispanics. When I built the wall, everybody said, "Oh, that's going to ruin us for the Hispanic." It was just the opposite. They know all about immigration, and they know all about death and crime, and they're smart people, and they have common sense. They wanted to be protected from the people that were coming into our country.
No, the reason why Hispanic people voted for Trump is the same reason I've been saying for literally years. A lot of immigrants that come to this country, sort of regardless of where they come from, tend to subscribe to a lot of the American ideologies of like bootstraps mentality and individualism. That's why they moved here. And if you know immigrants yourself or you know immigrant families, you know that this is absolutely the case. That combined with the fact that a lot of immigrants tend to be pretty religious. Not all immigrants, obviously, but there are a lot of immigrants that immigrate here that are very religious. If the Republican Party was capable of not being racist for 2 fucking seconds, they would absolutely easily woo so many immigrants, because so many immigrants, you know, you can just call us Mexicans, but I'm not talking about just Mexican people. I'm not talking about just Hispanic people. I'm talking about Muslim people that I have known that have immigrated here. I'm talking about Asian people who have immigrated here. It's like, to be an immigrant is to, it is almost a necessity to be an immigrant to subscribe to whatever ideology exists in the country you are immigrating to, right? And I think a lot of the people that immigrated to the United States believed in, at some point, the American dream, believed in bootstraps mentality, believed in, what's the term that, like, not mobility ladder, there's a different term for it that actually exists. And so a lot of the people that immigrated here, they already subscribed to those ideologies. That's why they chose to immigrate here instead of anywhere else. Social mobility, thank you. Upward social mobility. That, combined with the fact that a lot of the people that immigrate here tend to also be religious, it's selection bias. Innately, it's selection bias. So if you can just appeal to immigrants in a way that is common sense, I just want common sense. You know, we're just getting too woke. We just need common sense. You easily appeal to so many immigrants in this country. Conservatives easily do. I forget what the polling has shown. I can check it right now. Print America. Check. I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it. But I'm pretty sure there's research, and I think I remember seeing a Pew Research poll about how a lot of immigrants in this country have a very conservative view on a lot of things, like being trans or being gay or abortion or whatever. But the problem is, once you actually start deporting random Hispanic people that have nothing to do with crime, you're immediately losing all of these voters. All of them. Literally all of them. Anyone who knows a single person who was wrongfully deported or detained or arrested by an ICE agent is immediately like, wait, this organization fucking sucks. Wait, Trump is a liar. He doesn't care about criminals. If he cared about criminals, he wouldn't be wasting my fucking money arresting, you know. Well, what's the name of the cart? Corn? Getting the name. There's a specific name for it. I'm gonna lose my Latina card. What is the name? Someone in here has to know. Car porn? No. It's corn. Elote. Thank you. It's like, I'm sorry, guys. The Elote man is not a criminal. Why the fuck did you just arrest him in front of me? Nobody wanted that. No one, wait, that guy, you just took away our delicious, tasty food. Why did you do that? That guy was not a danger to anyone. Hello?
So You know, I won the election with a very tremendous Hispanic vote, and I think it's higher now than it was then. So we're a party of common sense. The Democrats are a party of insanity. They're a party that will destroy our country. If I didn't win this election, I believe our country would have been destroyed by now. 1 year, that's all it would have taken. If you had Kamala or Sleepy Joe, either one, it wouldn't have mattered. They're the same thing. Two sleepy people, two stupid people. I believe, and by the way, Gavin Newsom, who is one of the candidates, I believe he took himself out of the running when he says he suffers from mental disability. And a reporter said it was terrible that I talked that way about somebody with mental disability. I said, I have no problem with it, but I don't want a person with mental disability to be my president. I mean, you don't want to have a person with mental disability being your president. And Gavin Newsom said that he can't read a speech. He can't do almost anything. And then he said he's as dumb as all the people in the room.
I'm talking about Nick Shitley.
Oh man, I
Sorry. Literally the clip you referenced. Oh, look at this. Like, I was arguing with my family about ICE in Minneapolis. One member wanted to deport Somalians without any evidence for immigration fraud. Her husband is also an immigrant, albeit from Sweden. That's amazing. Well, I think also there's like this idea, this incorrect opinion. Oh man, did you guys see? I'm trying to like remember the exact tweet or video that I saw, the poll that I saw. I don't remember it. I'm like blanking on it right now. But basically that usually people of a group tend to have the harshest opinions of that group. It's sort of similar to, it's not survivorship bias. It's different than that. But similar to the people who have been bullied and overcame bullying tend to have a negative opinion towards people currently getting bullied compared to people who haven't been bullied. It's like a really, like, let's say I bully the shit out of chat. Okay. I bully a chatter and their name is Billy. Okay. And Billy overcomes all odds. All right. And despite all of my bullying, you know, Billy lives a very successful life. He overcomes, he sticks it to me. And I look like the fool. When Billy sees a different chatter getting bullied, he is more likely to have a negative opinion about them asking for help. Because the idea is, well, I dealt with it and I overcame, so you should be able to as well. It's a crazy thing that like happens in our brains. It's like a way to like, I think, cope with the fact that we didn't receive help when we needed it. I don't think it's cognitive bias. It's not survivorship bias. Like I said, it's different than that. It's different than either of those. It's more specific than either of those. I just don't remember the name of it. Pick-meism, similar to that. But why did I bring that up? There was a point that I was making with that. Fuck. There was a point. Billyism. Shut up. Oh, I think there's a similar idea there with like a lot of immigrants in this country. The immigrants in this country that lean right or lean Republican, I think to them, they see other immigrants as holding back their cause. And the perspective, I think, for a lot of immigrant families is, or a lot of immigrants in general is, if we could just get rid of the bad immigrants, people would finally like immigrants. I'm a good immigrant. And they just don't know that I am because of these bad ones. And if we just got rid of these bad ones, everyone would like immigrants. And it's like, no, because the problem is you're just a scapegoat. The number of immigrant crimes could be record low. It could be zero. And it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter because you are just a scapegoat. And you've always been just a scapegoat. I mean, it's like trans people. How did you get a quote from my immigrant family? I mean, literally from my immigrant parents. No, but actually. Turns out racist people don't care about the good or bad immigrants. It's the same thing again with trans people. It's like, I'm sorry, if you actually think trans people are causing any significant issues in this country, you've lost your fucking marbles. Your marbles are literally gone. They are gone. Trans people make up such a small percent of this country, and anyone who's even met one trans person or has ever been friends with a trans person knows trans people overwhelmingly mind their own fucking business because they don't want to get hate crimed or murdered. They're not interested in more struggles in their life. That's the last thing that they want. And I'm sure that this isn't a one size fits all or whatever, but for me personally, anecdotally, every trans person that I've ever met does not go out of their way to be inflammatory and just wants to live their life. Literally just wants to mind their own business and live their life. That's it. And living their life means they want to get health care, change the documentation that they have, so their ID or birth certificate, whatever, have a job that pays, and be able to go home and have fun and play video games and hang out with friends. That's what they want. That's it. Not to woke everyone or trans the schools or the kids or go and talk about how much they want to trans. No, like literally. Mind their own business is a little questionable. They do often live for the drama. No, wrong. Okay. The if you're gonna look at any group in the queer community that lives for the drama, it is gay men. Okay? All right. That's the group. All right. We all know them. We all love them. But the Austin shows of the world are the ones living for the drama. Okay. Okay. But they are annoying on Twitter. Yeah, because everyone's annoying on Twitter. To be on Twitter innately, you must be annoying. This is like sampling bias. It's like, yeah, well, the trans people on Twitter are the worst. It's like, yeah, any group on Twitter are the worst. That's why they're on Twitter. The worst cis people are on Twitter. The worst trans people are on Twitter. The worst gay people are on Twitter. Okay? The worst white people are on Twitter. The worst brown people are... The worst of the worst are on Twitter. Okay? That's like going to a prison and being like, man, all these blank group criminals sure are evil. It's like, can you imagine going to a prison being like, wow, I guess bald people are really evil. It's like, no, dude, you're in a prison. The fact that there are bald people here is irrelevant. What are we doing? You're in a prison, bro. I don't know, man. Why don't you go literally anywhere else and then get back to me on that, huh? It's just so stupid. Yeah, but Lex Luthor is evil. And Kingpin. True. Mm-hmm. Please tell me you've seen the Druski Erika Kirk shit. Yeah, I have. We're gonna watch it. I wanted to finish this, but he's just... Motherfucker is rambling. This is the most I've seen him talk about anything ever.
And he got accused of being a racist, which was an amazing... I thought it was the worst interview I've ever seen anybody give. He's actually a very stupid person. So I believe he's out of the running. I think that statement, that interview, he admitted that he's a stupid person. I don't want...
No, he didn't. He just said he's dyslexic. He was just trying to come off like the everyman and say, I have my struggles too. He said it in the worst way possible, to be clear. To be very clear. Like, I'm sorry, saying you're just as dumb as everybody else is not a good resounding, or not resounding. It's not a good message for the people. Nobody wants to hear that. Okay? You're a fucking idiot and I am too. Let me lead you. Like, huh? But man, bro is weaving.
Stupid person being president. You know, I'll say it right now. I say it because no press never reports it. I'm the only president that ever took a cognitive test. I took it 3 times. It's actually a
man, woman, camera, TV.
Hard test for a lot of people. It wasn't hard for me.
Resonate, thank you.
But it's a cognitive test. It starts off with an easy question, and by the time you get to the middle, it gets tougher. By the time you get to the end, very few people can answer those questions. They get very tough, mathematical equations and things. I took it 3 times. I aced it all 3 times in front of numerous doctors that I have no idea who they who they are. And I was told when I went in, they said, Doc Ronnie told me this. My current doctors are fantastic doctors. They said, well, if you take it, you know,
It's literally a dementia test to make sure that you're still sentient. That you still live in this reality, in this world. Like, what is this animal? 4. Okay, you failed. And then it's like a picture of a cat. It's like the cat. That doesn't make you intelligent. Well, it just means you're not gone, bro. That just means your marbles are still there, technically.
Walter Reed, it's essentially a public hospital. And if you do badly, it's probably going to get out. But I aced it. I got them all right. And one doctor said, I've never seen anybody get them all right. I've been doing
Sorry, I was on a tangent and I forgot that I was on the tangent. Anyways, all of that's to say, if you actually were friends with trans people and you actually spoke to a single trans person ever in your life, you'd immediately realize trans people are not the enemy. Ukraine is the enemy of the West. They are not the enemy. They are not the root of your problems. They are not the reason why your life sucks. They have nothing to do with that. They have literally nothing to do with that at all. Okay? That's like unbelievable stupidity to fall for that. And it's the same thing with immigrants in this country. If you fall for that and you think like, well, if we get rid of the bad immigrants, people will like immigrants. It's like, what would be like, no, Janet. No, they're racist. Okay? They don't like any immigrants is the problem.
the test for 20 years. I want people, I would love to see anybody that's a president or a vice president or anybody that has any chance of being a president, I would like to see them take a cognitive test. Because we had a man in this office that had no clue what was happening.
I have to say, out of all the things that I've seen Trumpers say, out of all the things that I've seen maggots say, this one is by far the funniest one. This chick definitely has Trump derangement syndrome. Having Trump derangement syndrome is when you watch the news and disagree with what your president does. And disagree with wasting $30 billion in a forever war in Iran. Okay. All right. You disagree with everything he does. Well, has he considered doing things that don't suck? If he did things that didn't suck, I wouldn't disagree with them. It's like every single thing that he is for tends to have at least one or two parts. 75% of Americans are behind him. So yeah. Yeah, so are the 75% of Romans behind Caesar. For sure. For sure, man. No, for sure. Newsmax stats. I like how every single poll shows that Trump has 30% approval rating. And the Trumpers are like, no, everybody love Trump in the country. I think they meant to say 75 Americans. Let's bring back Biden. I understand that this is hard for Trumpers, but you can dislike multiple people at the same time. It's legal. I don't know if you read your legal books recently. You can dislike Biden and also Trump. I can dislike both of them. I don't like either of them. You're just mad because the Democratic Party is dead. No, I'm mad because the country's a fucking joke. I'm mad because the entire country is a fucking joke and everyone in any position of power exists to protect pedophiles. Move then. And this is why this country sucks, by the way. Because anytime anyone suggests the country improves, the response is always, oh, you want to make the country better? Well, you should leave. We want the country to be shit. This is literally why this country sucks. Americans are incapable of perceiving a world where there are other Americans that disagree and want to make the country better. By far, I think this is like the guaranteed way to show that somebody is completely lost an argument when they just say like, well, you should just move. It's like, so you have no argument on why things should be better or why things shouldn't be better, I guess. It's tough. Talking to someone who's literally never left the country. Yeah. And it's sad too, because a lot of those people, if they actually just moved or if they actually went and saw how anyone else in this world lives, they would immediately realize why people think America should be better. Why they disagree with the things that American politicians do.
And let me give you a little secret. He wasn't a smart man 30 years ago. And I'll tell you about President Obama. He wasn't a smart man either. I know all about him. He wasn't a smart man. Highly overrated. He was a great divider. And our country can't go through that anymore. Can't go through. We have done an amazing job. I had to do a little stopover. I call it an excursion. I had to do a little stopover in Iran, and we had to knock the hell out of them because our country would not have been safe. The world wouldn't have been safe. I've done a great favor for the world. The world has not been reciprocal. Because when I told NATO, where we give billions and billions of dollars, trillions over the years, I said, do you mind coming up and giving us a little hand with the Straits? Send up some. They didn't want to get involved. And I believe that's going to cost them dearly. Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh my God, it finally ended. Holy shit. My God, dude. For fuck's sake, that was so brutal. Just a pedo yapping? No, but actually for real. No, but like for real, man. Hey, I've technically never left the country, but I speak 3 languages. I'd have a passport to get out of this shithole, though. Yeah, but there's a difference. Sorry, if you think that America should never be improved in any way, shape, or form, and you've never left the country, the reason why you think that is because you've never left the country. If you already recognize because you have any media literacy or a brain, you don't need to leave the country to see that other people live better, and we could live better. Buy down 5% this year, but the Dow. But the Dow is over God. You guys see, like, let me show you guys something really quickly. 36% approve, 62% disapprove. Yeah, this looks about right. Trump's approval rating hits new low at 36% as fuel prices surge amid Iran war. Yeah, that looks about right. But the Dow is already over 45K. Oh my God, dude. All right, wait. Like, can I show you guys something? I'm sure everybody in here saw this shit. But like, if Americans were willing to imagine a better world, we could have this shit. China's solar power plant in Dunhong uses 12,000 mirrors to focus sunlight onto a central tower, heating molten salt to extreme temperatures. The heat is stored and used to generate electricity on demand, including after sunset. Bruh. Please don't do this to me, Denims. I'm very sad when I see China shitting on us all of the time. But did you consider that we need another forever war? That's woke nonsense. Dude, and this shit looks crazy from above. Well, I guess that shot is from above, but it's crazy when you see multiple of them. Hold up, let me see if I can show. There was like a photo that showed. I don't have it on me. Here's from the ground. So fucking cool. No, it's cool. I don't want renewable energy. No, 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 no. China will collapse any day now. The funniest part about China is when you tell people we should be more like China. Sorry, excuse me, when you tell people, okay, well, China's a good example of, let's say, you could use any word that scares a conservative. You could say communism, you could say socialism, you could say democratic socialism. You could use any word that scares conservatives, that scares hogs. And then they'll tell you, it's literally, you'll run down this dialogue with people. Actually, China's a capitalist country. Okay, let's do capitalism like China. No, that's communism. But I've had this exact conversation with multiple hogs. Where you're like, well, China's according to you, it's a communist country, right? Isn't that a good example of it working? Well, they're actually a very capitalist country. Oh, well, if they're also a capitalist country, why don't we do the... Well, no, because they're... Okay, so you don't care about what any of these words mean. Communism is when you don't like something, and capitalism is when you like it. Okay, got it. All right. Dope. All right, excellent. Oh my God. But there was something else I was going to say. The U.S. has this too. Yeah, but it's way worse. And I'll talk about the reasons why. I'll talk about the reasons why. This is like the most depressing shit I've ever seen in my life. The U.S. had one, and it got, I want to say decommissioned. Because it was not efficient the way that China's is. Because it's made by fucking idiots. Well, that's disrespectful to the actual engineers here in the U.S. I wouldn't be surprised if it was because Americans were told to cut corners. There was some fucking dude in a suit being like, yeah, well, can we just not do that then? Can we just not do that? Can we just cut the corners there? Hold up. Let me show you guys. It's very funny because there was like this quote tweet that was like, to the immiserated proles of the Epstein empire, this doesn't even look real. In the United States, advanced technology is a bumbling Waymo that won't get out of the way. Or the Unit 8200 app that scans your face at the airport. And this person said, the U.S. actually has operated concentrated solar power plants at Ivanpah since 2014, except the way that the U.S. ran this shit was pathetic. Here, there was a post that broke down exactly the reasons why, but if you even just look at the Wikipedia, for starters, the solar plant that China is using, it's on 24/7. And they don't store power in batteries in the traditional way that we think of storing solar power. They store it in the heat of the molten salt. So they don't convert it. They use it as needed. They don't immediately try and convert it to use it and like store it in a battery because you're losing a lot of the efficiency there. It's just another way to boil water. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this up. And because this power plant in China is on 24/7, it requires no gas at all. Meanwhile, the US one, here it is somewhere. The plant burns natural gas each morning to commence operation. Wall Street Journal reported instead of ramping up the plant each day before sunrise by burning 1 hour's worth of natural gas, Ivanpah needs more than 4 times that much. Like, this is just American stupidity at its finest. We have a McDonald's at home of power plants. No, it seems efficient. Guys, we need to move away from clean coal. We need to move away from natural gas. What should we do? Let's use a solar panel that requires a fuck ton of natural gas every morning when we start it up. Oh my God, Jesus. Lesson 1 of making green energy, power it with fossil fuels. Okay, all right, nice, good. But man, there was a post, I wanted to find it. It broke down exactly why the American power plant was just like 10 times worse. So being like, well, we have one in America. It's like, yeah, we have McDonald's at home, bro. We have McDonald's at home. Let me see. Oh my God, and this too. I have to show you guys this as well in a minute. Yeah, I think this was the full post. Your fridge runs 24 hours a day. Solar panels only work while the sun is out. That mismatch is the entire reason this plant exists, and the fix is just hot salt. The Dunhang Huang plant in China's Gobi Desert uses 12,000 mirrors aimed at a single tower about as tall as an 80-story building. All that focused sunlight heats a mix of salts, the same stuff in fertilizer, to 565 degrees Celsius, hot enough to glow red. The liquid salt gets pumped into giant insulated tanks. The tanks are so well insulated, they only lose about 1 Celsius per day. When the city needs electricity at 2 a.m., the hot salt boils water into steam. The steam spins a turbine, and you get power. Same basic process as a coal plant, just no coal. Here's what makes this different from regular solar. The storage lasts 11 hours. Sun goes down, plant keeps running all night. The big batteries that cities plug into their power grids right now, those typically hold about 4 hours of electricity. Building batteries that last 11 hours is possible, but the costs balloon fast. A German energy storage study found that storing energy in hot salt costs roughly 33 times less than storing it in lithium-ion batteries we use today. Literally, they just said, what if we just store it as salt? What if instead of storing it in the lithium batteries, we just store it as salt and then we just use the salt when we need the salt? What if we just do that? The salt here is not actual salt. It's a term given to the material. Yes. What if we just do that? Why are we converting? We don't need to convert it. China has built 27 of these plants so far, enough to power roughly 1 million homes. They doubled that number in 2025 alone. Another 3,000 megawatts, enough for about 2 million more homes, are under construction right now, with 4,000 more in the planning stage. Beijing wants 15,000 megawatts by 2030. The U.S. tried this technology once. Ivampa out in the Mojave Desert cost $2.2 billion, but they skipped the storage part entirely, so it could only make power while the sun was shining. It needed natural gas every morning just to start up. It's now slated to shut down in 2026, 13 years early, because regular solar panels got so cheap, they made the whole project obsolete. China took the same idea, added the one part America left out, and is now building dozens of them. One more thing worth knowing, the salt is made from basic industrial chemicals, no lithium mining, no cobalt, no rare earth metals, and it lasts 30 years of daily use before the tanks need work. But what will happen to the precious fossil fuel economy? Think of the shareholders. They reversed the shutdown recently. It's staying open for now. That's amazing. I'm yelling, this is a result of communist government valuing research before they funded it with people's money. Check out China's CO2 engine, the first facility in Taoton 1. I'll take a look in a bit. No, how else am I going to get blinded while driving to Vegas? So yeah, unfortunately, the American plant is not as good, let's say. Not as good. Let's just say it's not as good. There's amazing technology done, but at what cost? China has amazing technology, but at what cost? Oh, God. Anyways. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's not comparable to the American power plant. It's just worse. The American power plant is just worse. Ah, fucking saddest, most depressing thing. It really does feel like every day my feed is just like, America sends 5,000 children to go get crushed in the orphan crushing machine. And then China's doing this. China's leading in hybrid floating solar and aquaculture. Panels float on lakes while shrimp, crabs, and while fish, shrimp, and crabs are farmed below, saving land, reducing evaporation, keeping panels cooler, and generating clean energy. Oh, okay. Guys, did you consider that? But at what cost? But at what cost? Did you consider the Dow? Did you consider the Dow? Have you ever even said thank you once? Even once? Yeah, I thought so. America will build floating prisons before it builds floating solar panels. America will achieve Andor's prison system before it ever achieves any type of energy system that's renewable. Any type of renewable energy. All right. Closed. I want to show you guys this. No. No. Pause. Hold. What about taking all of the prisoners in the United States and making them power a giant hamster wheel? Oh, I didn't think about it that way. You might be right on that. Wait a minute. Hire that guy. Wait a minute. Valpo was built in 2013. Dunhuang 2018. The U.S. Crescent Park, which uses the same tech, was finished in 2016. Unfortunately, it had a lot of financial problems. And I think that that's like the core problem with American thinking. We see a way to have renewable energy that would make American lives better, that would reduce emissions, that would provide jobs, that would free us from like the global oil trade. And we say, well, what about what it's going to cost? You know, did you guys know that Medicare and Medicaid are very inefficient because we pay money and we just give it out as healthcare? Did you guys consider that? I feel like it's very inefficient to build roads that people use because we're kind of getting this money and then it's just gone. We didn't even get a burger for it. And that's how we just view everything. It's like, no, government programs don't need to run a profit. They need to provide the benefit that they set out to provide. That's the goal. Healthcare is not a money sink. It's meant to provide healthcare to people. But at what cost? If the renewable energy equation does equal 80% profit, it's not feasible. No, but like actually, it's the same way they talk about the USPS. Yeah, they're like, USPS isn't profitable enough. It's like, not everything needs to be immediately profitable in the short term. Holy. Certain government programs are not supposed to be profitable. And the other thing, too, is all of these show up in long-term costs, like refusing to pay into our education system, refusing to pay into childcare, refusing to pay into healthcare. Those costs all add up. They just add up later. So besides the fact that the government is not meant to be a business, it's also bad math in general because you have a bunch of unhealthy Americans that are dying sooner that can't work as long or as late. That's not good for the economy either. But anyways, enough on my soapbox about capitalism. I want to show you guys this. Did you guys see this fucking Newsom thing? Gavin Newsom clarifies he is a proud Zionist who reveres Israel.
Do you consider yourself a Zionist? Do I consider myself
A Zionist,
Zionist?
yes.
I believe, I revere the state of Israel. I'm proud to support the state of Israel. I deeply, deeply oppose Bibi Netanyahu's leadership, his opposition to the two-state solution, and deeply oppose how he is indulging the far right as it relates to what's going on in the West Bank.
Do you regret using the word apartheid to describe Israel?
I used it.
Far right Israelis. Meanwhile, when you poll Israelis, 80-something% of them say we should ethnically cleanse Gaza. Oh, okay.
I do in this context
Yeah.
that I said it and I referenced why I used it, a Tom Friedman article in that same sentence where Tom used it in the context of the direction that Bibi is going.
Not the current
and the
state.
concern, correct.
Okay.
And that is a legitimate concern I have that I share with Tom, that direction, if that vision and that direction of the far right that Bibi is indulging, that if they see the full annexation of the West Bank, then that's not something. That's a word you may hear others use.
Do you consider yourself as
No, for sure. We ran the pro-Israel candidate for the Democrats last election cycle and it didn't work. But if we do it again, it'll work. My goat, dude. He still got it. Mark Ruffalo and Gavin Newsom saying he regrets calling Israel an apartheid state. Know where you stand and stand there. I don't know what billionaire got in your ear, but it's not working for you. This is not how you're going to win. It's apartheid and it's a genocide. Get his ass, bro. Yes. Get his ass. Meanwhile, Israel, what if we tortured this toddler with cigarettes? Did you guys see that the IDF tortured a 1-year-old with cigarettes? With cigarette burns? Like, you can't make this shit up. And a nail, yeah. I read about that as well. Hold up. Steel nail. 1 second. I'm not sure how many people saw this shit. Israeli soldiers reportedly torture 1-year-old child in Gaza to force confessions from his father. The Israeli soldiers burned the child's leg with a cigarette and pricked him and inserted a nail into his leg. Like, you cannot create a more evil person. They protest for the right to rape. The Israelis are literally protesting for the right to rape, and they're torturing 1-year-old babies. And then Americans act shocked. The evangelical Christian Zionists in this country will act shocked that Americans don't want to die for Israel. You don't want to die for the country who defend torturing babies? Oh, okay. All right. No, for sure, though. For sure. You don't understand. Putting out that cigarette on that child, on that 1-year-old baby, it was promised to that IDF soldier 3,000 years ago. Okay, dude. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? Yeah, apparently, but I guess Americans are just, every American is just super anti-Semitic for not wanting to die for the state that's torturing infants. So true. Yeah, you're against putting out cigarettes on infants? I guess you must be anti-Semitic. I guess. You know what's really funny? Conservatives in this country have spent so much time saying, you can't just call everyone a Nazi. It devalues the word. And then they just started calling everyone, including like Mrs. Rachel, anti-Semitic. Like the conservative Christian Zionists in this country, literally, if you say anything remotely negative about Israel, or just, hey, I don't want to see children dying, apparently, that's anti-Semitic? Oh my God. To the point where now, like, Actual anti-Semites, actual neo-Nazis just get fucking ignored for being neo-Nazis because nobody cares about the word anti-Semitism in this country anymore because we call Mrs. Rachel anti-Semitic for covering too many atrocities of children in Gaza and not enough in Israel. And when she says, well, there are just way more in Gaza, there just aren't as nearly as many children that are suffering in Israel. It's not even close. They call her anti-Semitic for her. The Christian Zionists in this country call her anti-Semitic. Oh, okay. All right. And excellent. Excellent. Yes. Don't forget all of the Christian Zionists in this country are anti-choice and say fetuses are babies but are fine with murdering actual living babies. Yes. Yes. It's crazy, though, how successful the propaganda was until very recently. Well, I think this is why whenever people say, like, they hate the internet, I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. I love the internet. The fact that IDF soldiers literally got to just use TikTok and just, like, show everybody their war crimes and show how they don't think any is... the IDF members literally don't even think Palestinian people are human beings. They don't even think that they're... Like, they literally treat them like fucking cattle. They make fun of them when they kill them. Like, what the fuck? Like, the average IDF member that's on TikTok, just literally recording themselves being themselves, has pushed more people away from Israel than anything else has. Because I think that there's, like, I think that there's some... I think it's effective to be like, well, we can't trust what, you know, Hamas-operated government is saying. Or the West Bank for some reason, even though they're not Hamas operated. We can't trust them. You know, there's something on my mind on what there's just something about the Palestinian people that makes me not want to trust anything that they say at any point ever. It's just there's something that makes me feel that way. But for whatever reason, I don't think we can trust them. And then you just like go on TikTok and you watch IDF members admitting to war crimes and cheering about how excited they are to get a double kill because they killed a pregnant woman. It's like, huh? What? Well, okay, I think we can trust the Palestinian people, guys. I think when the Palestinian people said the IDF members literally want all of them dead, I don't think they were lying given what I've seen, bro. Huh? But anywho. All right. Mainstream news. Frame Palestinians as the aggressors, not the victim. Well, history started on October 7th. I don't know if you guys saw that. But yeah. Recent patch notes just hit. Israeli history started in October 7th. Mm-hmm. Not to be all Rick and Morty, but we know what they cheer for. Gavin Newsom gives Red Skull vibes. Okay, you're right. Please get your facts straight, Denims. It's really disingenuous to portray the IOF soldiers as torturers. Have you considered the fact that the baby was a terror baby? That 1-year-old child was a state sponsor of terror arc? Oh. Right. I forgot. It was a Hamas baby. Okay. Ignore everything I just said for the past 5 minutes. Sorry. Yeah. No, for sure. Sorry. I just didn't consider that at all for a moment. I'm an idiot. I'm just... all right. I want to show you guys this. No. No. Hold. Hold. One of these tabs. It's one of these 500 tabs. Yes. Okay. I don't know how many of you guys saw this. It's a bit of a fun day. a bit of a fun day activity. Druski posted this. How conservative women in America act.
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
How about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. We are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Not the Erika Kirk stare, bro. Stop. Holy shit.
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pup cup. Organic? Yes, everything organic.
Dude, his makeup team is crazy. Dude, white chicks walked so Druski could run. It's so crazy. Not singing because she doesn't know the words.
4, 3, 7. Oh, Hannah, you good? 4, 3, 2. Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America.
So crazy.
Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who mattered most.
Oh my god. Oh my. His face is like, the fuck you mean? Holy shit, dude. Sorry, the funniest thing, by the way, about this is, Brock accidentally thinking that this actually was Erika Kirk. At Grok, who is this? That's Erika Kirk, the actress-comedian starring in Druski's satirical skit. She's playing over-the-top conservative woman character across all those scenes. Patriotism, faith, organic everything. And the podium bit. Spot-on performance for the laughs. Bro. Dude, imagine waking up being Erika Kirk and seeing Grok say, this is you. Being like, I see no difference between these two images. This is literally you. And you ask Grok, is this true? And Grok says, yeah. Yeah, Druski not funny anymore. Yeah, I'm thinking Druski's not funny anymore. And it's just like profile pictures with like dudes in their truck with Oakleys cutting off all circulation to their skull. Oh my god. Sorry, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not fully informed on all of the Druski things, all right? But so I don't know all of the I think he started as like a traditional like actor and then he became an influencer, but it could be the other way around. I don't know a lot about Druski, but I know that he's done like at least 2 instances of the very serious crime that is whiteface. Dun, 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 dun. So he, without any of like the makeup team, I don't know. Let me see if I can find. I guess let's just pull up his Instagram. No. Right. Yes. Good. So this is what he looks like when he's not, what the heck? When he's not doing these skits. And he did a different skit. I forget who he was pretending to be. It wasn't Kid Rock, it was someone else. But dude, his makeup team goes crazy. The white face makeup goes crazy. They even got the sunburn in. Oh my God. Oh my. That's, whoa. Oh my. Reverse Tropic Thunder. Back in my day, we called it white chicksification. And I guess now he did this one because it's fucking hilarious. It's the same people who worked on weapons, apparently. Wait, that's not a white dude? No. No, this is in fact not some random white dude. This is classic whiteface. Classic discrimination against white people. Classic whiteface. I would have never known that these are all the same person. Yeah. Anyways, some hogs are a little bit mad about it, and they're like, you know what? You were never even funny in the first place. And I never even thought you were funny. And I didn't think this post was funny. And I don't appreciate you being disrespectful towards conservative people in this country, okay? Which I gotta say. Oh, it's too rich. It's good. Oh, it's too rich. Anyways. Sorry, Grok. Let me see if I can find this one sec. My culture is in your costume. No, not this way. It does look like a lot of the comments either got deleted eventually, or they've gotten like super, like not downvoted, but reported, or like the comment section is completely overflowing with people primarily in support. But initially when this post went up, people were very mad, and they were like, oh, so it's okay for me to, if it's okay for you to do whiteface, is it okay for me to do blackface now? These are totally exactly the same, and we live in a vacuum, and we definitely don't live in a society. Like, all of the comedy is legal, people. All of the comedy is legal, people. Getting mad when people do comedy. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sure. I just tell them to do blackface and then find out. I don't know, man. Try it and see what happens. I don't know, man. Yeah, sure. Try it out. Tell me how it goes. Tell me what happens. Maybe it'll work out. Waiting for the inevitable chud say that this is extremely racist against white people. Oh, man. All right, let's close some of this stuff. Oh, there was one other thing that's like been a bit of fun news. Guys, we might actually get to see Tectone go to jail. If you can believe it, we might actually get to see Tectone go to jail in our lifetime, potentially. Promise? I can't make any promises, but I think it's possible. We can definitely pray to Allah. He made this tweet and he deleted it like a fucking idiot. Say, y'all ever heard of a sexual assault victim complain they weren't getting enough sex? And he made this tweet right after this video came out.
Alex.
With Pink in it, his ex-girlfriend.
Sex. I haven't had sex in so long.
Did you know the last guy not have sex with you or what?
Well, he was only attracted to anime women, so. But it looked pretty anime. Kawaii desu. Something like that,
What do you mean he was only attracted to anime women? Was he like addicted to
Hi.
So he was addicted to hi? So he was addicted so much he didn't want to have sex with the real thing?
Something along those lines.
If you suffer from this, call 1-800 Yikes.
Bless you.
Okay, all right, and Bella, what kind of guy are we looking for Pink?
A guy with hair, number one.
What's this whole, like, bald guys thing?
Bald guys are fine, but her ex was bald, so she needs a change of pace.
I like sex. I haven't had sex.
Oh my god. And he tweeted this out and he said, y'all ever heard of a sexual assault victim complain they weren't getting enough sex? And he deleted it within an hour. Like a fucking idiot, dude. His only job is to just not talk about her. That's it. If he doesn't want to go to jail, he just needs to not talk about her at all. Just move on. And he can't do it. He can't. He literally can't. So pathetic. So pathetic. But no, bro. Keep posting. No. This is your lawyer speaking. You need to keep posting. This is your lawyer speaking. Keep posting. Keep posting. Ideally, post her full name. Specify who you're talking about in clear detail. Perhaps show a photo of her. No, for sure. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, I missed this. We're going back for a second. Oh, this is a fake. This is just fake. Fucking, it's not even the real Daily Loud, but. The anime he likes to watch instead, by the way.
Lolicons, because Tectone himself has a history of liking lolicons and talking sexually about characters that went as low as 6 to 8 years old, while ranking them in a waifu tier list.
Next up, Paimon. Dude, I feel like if Paimon were to visit me, I feel like we'd just be best friends. You know? And I bet she would taste delicious. Imagine how Paimon's feet would taste when she's 18. Probably like cinnamon and honey. Should be fine. B for I can't believe she's not butter. Awful. Chi-Chi, S tier, adorable. Okay? Hilarious. Cute. Get this girl a cocoa goat. Okay? She is adorable.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this clip 3 times, and I can only assume a way to protect myself. My brain keeps wiping it. Like it's trying to wipe out the traumatic memory. It's like, you didn't see it. And I'm pretty sure I've seen this. And every time I'm shocked by what's in it because I think I have like, my brain disassociates when I'm watching it because I can't believe what I'm fucking watching.
She is beautiful. Dude, this girl is already running a f***ing hotel at like age 6. In patch 2.0, when we gather the Dragon Balls and we revive Chi-Chi, and then she gets to expand to level 18 and age 18, imagine how amazing she would be.
Lolicons, because
These same dudes will reply to this. We'll see these type of posts or see these type of people on dating apps and get confused. Did you guys see this making the rounds online? It's a Tinder. I think it's Tinder. It's Tinder or Hinge or I don't know all the dating apps and what they look like. One of these. And it says Emma 31 and her caption says, I love abortions and immigrants and trans people in Palestine and fluoride. Go find a girl and get married. Average Zoomer girl. Did you consider at all it's a way to weed people like you out? The goal is to get people like you to not swipe because she doesn't want to waste her time. She wants to find someone who's also left-leaning and has a sense of humor. That's the goal. Guarantee the quality of her relationships is better than any MAGA trad wife because she's actively screening out all the right-wing dipshits. No, but like literally. Fluoride is the deal breaker for me. RFK, is that you? I was okay with her being pro-abortion. I just didn't like that she likes fluoride. It just wouldn't work. I'm gonna kill her and bury her in the Kennedy graveyard, whatever the fuck it's called. And then I'm gonna remove her body and throw it in the lake. She was a goth girl, I would propose immediately. It's the Trump Kennedy graveyard. Denim, it's a little too accurate. Sorry, my bad. 8 out of 10. Sorry. My bad. Fine. That started off as a ridiculously good impression. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Lord. God, the amount of people that were triggered about this, by the way, and being like, I bet she has every STD and her abortions made her fat or something like that. It's like, Christ almighty. These people really live in a world where, like, they think that if women say, jokingly, I love abortions, it means that they have, like, an abortion punch card where they go and get abortions every weekend and their 10th one is free. Also, yeah, Zoomers are 31 now. I'm pretty sure the Zoomer cutoff is, like, 29? 28 or 29. Bro, I call your card. We'll raise you on this one. I'm like a microwave, easy to turn on, warm inside, and if you put a baby in me, I will kill it. Oh my God. Dark humor enjoyers when they see someone doing dark humor. This is not okay. You can't see that. You can't say that. Don't say that. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's a crazy post. That's crazy. Dark humor is only when you say slurs. Hey? Wow, okay. The replies on this post initially were like all negative to this original post. And I guess like since then it's changed and the replies are not all negative, but the replies the first time I saw it were like women today are so disgusting. No one can ever find a woman today that would ever be good for them. This is why men can't find love, because there are beautiful women on dating apps with a sense of humor. This is why the male loneliness epidemic exists. It's like, you're actually
Do you know who's really bad?
You've lost your fucking mind if you think this. Hold up.
Benefiting from the radicalization of young men. It's not them, obviously. It's also not women, obviously. The real winner is like middle of the road, average dudes. Because women now are just so excited to find out that you're not part of a pipeline. The big secret that manosphere influencers don't want you to know is that dating for men has never been easier. Women are like, do you think I'm a person? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, that'll get you 6 months. The hottest women of my generation
That'll get you 6 months.
are being held down by sixes with empathy. And that's because supply on unradicalized straight male genitals is down and therefore demand is up.
No, it's like really bad. I saw this article saying like Gen Z has some of the worst rates of conservative opinions in relationships. It's bad. It's bad out there, guys. It's bad. But that also means if you're not a fucking insane person, it's great for you. The market is your oyster. You just have to see women as people.
Did not pass economics. Search your heart. You know this to be true. The hottest girl that you know is dating a man that looks like Flat Stanley. But he's nice. Do you know who's really...
No, but like actually. No, but like actually. And also hygiene. No, I'm really not joking. I'm really not joking. If you have a personality, think women are people, shower, and try to dress well, you are above the curve and it's not close. Like it's literally not close at all. The bar is so low. It's so low. As a 6 on a good day, I'm winning so hard right now by simply having empathy. Yes. Oh, sorry. When I say like dress well, I don't mean buy expensive clothes. I mean, try and find clothes that fit you. That alone will set you up for success. There are so many people that I see and like, they're like, I just look like shit and that's why women don't want to talk to me. And it's like, dog, you're wearing a shirt that's like 1 or 2 sizes too big. And is that a hole in your shirt? It's a small... Dude, go to the thrift store and get a shirt that fits you. That one is $13, bro. Stop it. I'm not joking. I'm really not joking. Getting clothes that fit you, that you wash, that don't have holes in them. That's it. I'm fat, wearing a big shirt is a buff. I highly recommend going and looking at the menswear Twitter guy. Highly recommend. Don't make picking clothes sound this easy. It's not. It is for me. I have made so many people shopping enjoyers. It's pretty simple. Okay. If you don't get high, sorry, you can get fucked. If you get high, sometimes take an edible right before you go to the thrift store and have the time of your fucking life, bro. Everything will look great. You're like, dude, the pattern is crazy. Yeah, I'm trying this on. Dude, this one's good too. I'm trying this one on. It just like reinvents shopping for you. It's amazing. It's great. And if you have a friend that you can bring with you, even better. If not, it's all good. Just pick out things that look fun. I will wear a kimono. Okay, no, don't do that. I'm so serious. Okay, when I said an edible, I didn't mean like so high that you can't fucking breathe. I meant just like a little high. Okay, just a little high. Just a teensy weensy bit. Enough that you can like have fun, but not so much that you forget how to speak to other human beings. That's it. I'm not joking. I'm being so serious right now. Like, there is such a power in wearing something. There's something so auriful about wearing something that has some crazy colors on it, or even not so much crazy, like a cool pattern or a cool whatever, and just being like, dude, I like how this looks, and it fits me. Yeah, hell yeah. You don't have to have a boring wardrobe. You don't. This is the simplest. I'm going to give you guys the best rule. This is the easiest rule for clothing. This is like step 1. Now, if you're elite, disregard this advice. If you're an elite shopper, disregard this advice. If you're beginning, if you're starting, this is the best strat I will give you. If you're wearing a colorful or patterned shirt, wear simple colors for pants or shorts. So if you're wearing like a plaid shirt Well, plaid is weird because you should always pair it with jeans, I feel like. If you're wearing like some floral shirt, make sure the shorts are a solid color, blue or black or red or whatever. And the second, or the other way around, if you're wearing some fun pants, wear a solid color shirt. This is one of the easiest ways to immediately have clothes that go well with each other. The step 2 of this is matching the solid color to a secondary color in the other material. So like, trying to see if I can find a great, this is a great example. Although I personally think this fit is atrocious. The pants match the shirt. The primary color on the shirt is orange. Then there are 2 secondary colors, purple and green. Pants are purple. Now, personally, like I said, I think this fit, I don't know. I do feel like he mostly pulls it off. This fit is it's a crazy play. It's a crazy play. I know that it takes time to earn or build up bravery. It's a very loud outfit. And I understand as someone who's a little bit concerned about loud outfits, the purples don't match. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Because imagine if he was wearing like blue. Blue is hard because jeans go with everything. Let's pick a different color. Red. Red would start to look bizarre. Now we're getting into extreme, like Jordan Peterson levels of whimsy. Right? Just picking the secondary color to match the other. Usually it's the shirt that's colorful and the pants that are plain, but it can be the other way around. That will save you so much time, chat. I'm telling you, I promise I would not lead you guys astray. I swear. Now, when you get more advanced, you can actually wear multiple textures. So you can have like a floral pattern and some plaid or like and some pinstripes, but like it takes time to get to that stage. All right. You gotta know the rules before you can start breaking that. Those are high elo plays. So know your rank and then go from there. All right. First you gotta get into the correct ranking system. And then you could advance later. I'm trying to see if I could find like a better example that is something that I think everyone in here would like agree with pretty easily. Patterned. Color is overrated in outfits. I mean, I do agree with you that like all black does go hard. Oh, this is a great example. This fit goes crazy. I never know how to feel about really tight pants. I feel like this guy pulls them off. They're always a little bit of a scary pick is the only thing. This is a great example of a strong fit. Do you notice how, use your brains here, Chad. If you can rotate an apple in your brain, this will be easy for you. Imagine if he was wearing jeans. The fit would be, it would not be good. It would not be good. In my opinion, it would not be good. It would not be as good. But the fact that the shirt has the primary color, which is black, and then 2 secondary colors, which is like this yellow and this white, and he got these like khakis that are about the same color of yellow that are in the secondary shade. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. It helps that the man is ripped. Again, like I said, it's just that when you're looking for photos online, it's only going to pull up conventionally attractive men. But I highly recommend looking at the menswear Twitter account because he consistently highlights that like it doesn't have to do with weight. You can have a great fashion sense regardless of I can't find them. What is his username? Let me see if I can. Dye workwear. Blue jeans are not neutral. Yes, correct. If you're looking for a page that has some body positivity for men and also gives great fashion advice, this is the page for you. Like, there are so many posts like this. If you want to dress well, be lean. Same outfit, by the way. And this guy says, both outfits are boring, but the fat guy looks better. And someone says, well, what the fuck do you mean by that? And he says, the outfits are fine. It's just boring. It's a button-up shirt with pants. I thought they looked the same in the outfit. Why is it better on the big guy? I just think the guy on the left looks like he'd be a fun character in a story. Nothing really more to it than that. This guy, great body positivity guy. Great understanding of fashion. Much better than me for men's fashion. A little bit of a lib. Listen, man. He's giving you fashion advice, not political advice, bro. Highly recommend this guy's page. He's great. But for starters, chat, for starters, number one rule I can give to anyone in here, if you're trying to get a better fashion sense, pick one of your articles of clothing to be patterned and make the other one a solid color. And then match the solid color to one of the secondary colors in the pattern. So if you're wearing a patterned shirt, pick one of the colors that doesn't show up that often and have shorts or pants in that color. And you're already above the curve. It's crazy how above the curve you are. It will just look good. It's just pleasant to your eyes. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of insane. Also wear a belt. I'm bad about like belt knowledge. I'm bad about belt knowledge, but I'm sure someone else is better about belt knowledge. Hell, you can even do it with graphic tees. Absolutely, you can do it with graphic tees. You can do it with anything. It doesn't need to be button downs. You can do it with graphic tees as well. But anyways, lime green and orange checkered pants, a Hago pattern hoodie. Would that work? You can just fucking leave, bro. You can actually just fucking leave. Simple belts are better. Belts are better. I do think belts are like advanced tech to me. Personally, I feel like belts are kind of advanced tech. I'm not very knowledgeable on belt tech, admittedly. I still need to work on my belt tech. All right, sorry. Moving on. I'm not joking though. I'm totally serious, chat. This is the other thing I'm going to tell you guys. No one ever will tell anyone else this information. I found this out just by traveling once a year to TwitchCon, basically. The only place I go. I plan outfits. So when I go shopping, I know this is not necessarily how everyone else does it, but I find it to be easier for me. I plan outfits. I struggle with like pairing random pieces together. My brain isn't very good at it. So if I'm buying a pair of pants, I'm actively thinking what it would look good with as a top. And the other way around as well. So it's like if I find a shirt, I'm trying my hardest to think of what pants would go well with it. Like, okay, this shirt I think would go well with like a casual pair of pants. Okay, I should do that. Girl fashion is a lot harder, which is you have a lot more to work with, but that might help you. That might help you. Because I've definitely gone shopping with male friends of mine, and I will tell you guys that I feel like my advice helped them. And when they go shopping, it's like if they get like a blue shirt, they're thinking actively of like what type of pants would go well with that blue shirt. And it helps a lot. And then you have these like outfits in your closet that you already know look good, which is amazing. Like in my closet, I have at least like 4 outfits that I know look bomb as fuck. If I'm ever going somewhere and I want to dress to impress, it's easy. I don't have to stress about it. I don't just grab 2 random things that don't go together and then put them on. So this is the easiest way. That and get a lot of I personally am a big fan of black clothes. All right. Like having a couple nice black shirts and a couple nice black pants, because black just goes with everything always. Solid advice. Solid. But moving on. Yeah, you're so above the curve. I'm not going to lie. You're so above the curve. Having like clothing that fits you, showering, any hobbies at all. Any hobbies. And then having empathy. I know it's a tough bar to meet out there. It's a lot to ask for out there. But that's it. That's actually it. Did you guys see this? Because people were like, well, what about the MAGA chud women? This lady came on Married at First Sight talking about how she hates woke and loves MAGA. Mind you, she's Australian. And then they matched her with a MAGA dude. She was upset that he wanted her to be submissive barefoot in the kitchen with 5 kids. Ma'am, what's not clicking? Oh my God. MAGA trad wife when they hear what their trad husband wants them to do when they're married, but like literally. Okay. Okay. Close some of these tabs. Yes. Good. Someone sent this earlier. People in Saudi Arabia are using Iranian Shahed drones. Drone sounds to prank each other. And then I have to show you guys the video. The Iranian propaganda machine is like, I have no words for how much more effective they are at convincing Americans than the American propaganda machine is. You guys know when I say, like, men and people don't fuck around? That's what I mean. Americans be like, we need to make comedy legal. You guys don't even know what comedy looks like, bro. Americans have never even seen true comedy. I love dark humor, bro. No, you don't. You haven't even seen dark humor, bro. Oh my. No way, dude. All right. I didn't even see this. Tectone tweeting out, I'm done streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I'm going to be a Rumble exclusive streamer. Link down below to join. My God. View bots on Twitch. Too hard, so we can't stream on Twitch anymore. Got banned on YouTube, so we can't stream on YouTube. Going to be a Rumble exclusive streamer. Link is down below to join. First stream Saturday, March 28th, 9 a.m. CST. Done streaming on platforms that ban me over petty insults when they are the people falsely accusing people of crimes, as well as shitting on the country they're streaming from. Oh, yes, everybody knows. Freedom of speech means when you only do speech that your country likes. That's what freedom of speech is. Censored YouTube videos will still be uploaded. Full video outlining in depth why this is happening. Cry more, bitch. Oh, bro. Oh, Jesus. Another great day of doing nothing and winning. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. I don't have context for this, but I did want to show all of you guys this.
Sound gay, but in a spiritual sense, yes. You know, like in a spiritual sense, does not represent our state and our heritage.
It's the opposite of gay, actually.
I mean, not to sound gay, but in a spiritual sense, yes. You know, like in a spiritual sense, does not represent our state and our heritage.
It's the opposite of gay, actually.
What's the context of this? In a spiritual sense, it's the opposite of gay. What does that even mean? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is all you need to know, okay? Okay. This was the report that I was looking at that I wanted to show you guys. U.S. and Israeli officials increasingly view securing the Strait of Hormuz as the most realistic endgame of the conflict, shifting away from earlier ambitions like regime change and fully stopping Iran's nuclear program, which they now consider unlikely to succeed. Opening the Strait of Hormuz, which was already open. The goal is now to do something that we didn't need to do. Opening the Hormuz Strait that only closed because they started this dumbass war. What you're failing to consider is that Trump is a genius and he's never made any mistakes ever. So, yeah. I need you guys to fucking stop. Clown Fiesta. I need you guys to stop, all right? Oh, dude, I didn't even get a chance. Did you guys see this? Could you 1 in chat or 2 if you did? Sorry, 1 in chat if you saw this, 2 if you didn't see this. CoffeeZilla put out a video on the insider trading on the oil. Oh hell yeah! Okay, so many people haven't seen it. Let's go. Let's go.
The insider trading
Woke me the fuck up, bro.
allegations are back. This time we're looking at $1.5 billion in insider
Go
trading.
Biden.
Or
Wake
was
up.
it just luck? Did someone from this administration make a well-timed bet right before the president tweeted? Or was it just all a big coincidence? Is it more lucky trades? Now, this is a long-running story. We started with an $190 million insider trading question back when the president put tariffs on, and right before it, someone had shorted the crypto market, made millions of dollars. And once again, our question was, what did this person know? Was it just luck? And we're back to this question because with the increasing financialization of everything, increasingly geopolitical moments are more than just horrific questions of whether someone's going to get bombed or not. The new question is whether your portfolio is going to get nuked, or your position is going to get blown up, or somebody else is going to make a killing on you financially. And this is a question not only for the traditional markets. Obviously, we now have war trading on places like Polymarket. And I want to discuss it real quick before we get into the insider trading question. We're going to listen directly from the Polymarket CEO, Shane Copeland, because he kind of presents this as, oh, it's actually value we're providing to the Iranians. This is a value proposition because now people know whether they should, hide in their bomb shelter.
When I get hit up by people in the Middle East who are saying that, hey, we're looking at Polymarket to decide whether we sleep near the bomb shelter. Like, we look at it every day and I'm like, oh, it's really that popular over there? Like, are you kidding me? Like, do you not even know what's going on? Like, everyone's relying on this.
Guys, is this a good thing? Is it
Leave Pete Ryder alone, bro. Stop.
a good thing? We're going to gambling apps and going, am I getting bombed today? Look, setting aside.
No, I think it's actually really good that now we've moved on from asking Grok where we should stay sheltered to asking Polymarket. That's good, especially when the Polymarket bets they have derivative bets on whether or not a certain bet will raise above a certain percent. That's really good. I personally really like that. I think that that's a winning economy.
Even the national security threat of people basically placing bets on insider information of who we're going to strike when to try to make a buck. Okay, setting that aside, isn't this just like really immoral that bets are being placed on whether we're going to strike a country, and then that country is retroactively trying to use that information to figure out, insider information on whether a colonel or a general or a lieutenant placed a $50,000 bet on Polymarket, move the market. Now we know something's going on. Like, I just want to pause and think about what kind of dystopian hellscape we've created where people are looking at a gambling company to see.
And the other thing too is there's like no way to protect against insider trading. Not like a real way. There was like, I want to say I did not hallucinate it, that it was a real clip where Cutie was complaining that there are bets about like streamer award stuff. Maybe I hallucinated this. I don't think so. Let me see if I can find it.
Are we actually going to get blown up today? Because this has been well reported on.
Sorry, really quickly, going back a second. The Tectone video has him asking to censor him calling you a whore, and they didn't get his ass, bro. Bro is so mad. Imagine the only thing you have to do is not be a misogynist, and you can keep your platforms, and that's too hard for you. That's amazing, bro. Get censored, bitch. It was the most recent Whine About It episode. It was in the Fear and episode. Someone here is a fake fan. I'm gonna trust Austin Show Defender. Why would we punish people for making money? This isn't communist Russia. It was the Fear and episode. She said I was Austin Show Defender. You were wrong.
I haven't said this anywhere, but like I'll say it doesn't matter. We sent them a cease and desist, and they were like, doesn't matter. I told them, I was like, how many people see like the.
No, she tells all the same stories in all of her podcasts. How could she do that to us?
Insider trading issues in this situation is so crazy. Like, so many people know the results beforehand.
Yeah.
I have a production team of like 100 there. Like, What are you guys thinking? And they're like, oh, if you want to let us know if anyone's insider trading, you can give us names and we can make sure that they're held accountable. I was like, selves.
No, but
That's crazy.
they will not.
I haven't said.
That's insane. You can't remove bets on something relating to you or your events on Polymarket. Can you imagine being cutie in this situation? You host the Streamer Awards, right? And you have to hire a big team. You have to hire an audio team. You have to hire a camera team. You have to hire, you know, someone who can do like all of the tech and make sure that the live stream doesn't break. And if it breaks, it's fine. You have to obviously bring people on that will actually read all of the cards. You have to hire backstage people, food, costume, everything. There's so much that goes into production. And all of those people, I'm sorry. If I was on that team, I would be very tempted to do some insider trading. Polymarket says who's going to win, Sapphire Award. And I already know it's like, liberal, la la la. Because America's just a scam economy. Everything is a scam. The only way that you actually get an opportunity to escape poverty in this country is that you get really lucky and you happen to find one of the 1 in a million employers that actually will give you a 401k that's actually relatively stable work. So like, my understanding is a lot of the people who work, there's a couple jobs. Most of them are government jobs that are pretty secure. So I know sanitation workers have pretty good jobs and pretty good pensions. I know people who work USPS usually have pretty good jobs, pretty good pensions, 401ks, whatever. A lot of state jobs or federal jobs tend to have pretty good guarantees. So you either have to get lucky in that front. This thing that used to be normal, we used to see it all of the time. You would have either unionized labor forces or employers that actually cared about retaining their employees. And you could actually retire. Doesn't exist anymore. Teachers get underpaid as shit. What do you mean? So you either get like one in a million lottery that you actually get a job that you can do for 40 years or whatever, that will actually fund your retirement, that has good benefits, that has healthcare, that has time off, or you have to exist in the scam economy. And those are the only ways to actually make it in this country. That's it. Those are the only two options from where I'm standing. Because if you work any other job, you're going to get fired the moment the employer sees a worthwhile opportunity. And listen, we're all family here, except when I want to fire all of you. Except when you guys want to get paid a living wage. Except when you actually want to have any benefits at all. Sorry, you work at Walmart? Yeah, we're never going to raise your hours above 38 hours a week because then we would have to give you health care. And we don't want to pay for that. Why would we ever want to do that? Hello? I thought you were a team player, and now I feel like you're not a team player, and you're just trying to use me as an employer. I know I'm literally the one using your labor, but how could you do that to me? I take on a lot of risk as being a Walmart CEO, okay? And it's really fucked up that you would do that. Exploitation begins at home. Ferengi rule of acquisition number 43. You seem to have forgotten about the shareholders. I created this job for you, and this is how you repay me? No, but like, I'm an engineer, been trying to get into the public sector, work for the government for 6 years now. I had another interview with local municipality, though. Wish me luck, chat. I do. I'm wishing you the best of luck. I'm wishing you the best of luck, Lunette. Straight up, everyone I know that like works for local government they're so happy. Like the job kind of sucks, or it's just kind of mediocre. Like no one is happy to go to USPS to work, right? No one's happy to watch someone pull out literal pennies to pay for a stamp. No one looks forward to that. But it's like, you know what? It's work. I have a stable job. I'm not going to get fired. I have a pension. I have healthcare. Yeah, I'll take it. And beats working in the sun. Beats working for like Uber Eats and making some fucking asshole richer. Okay, you know, whatever. I'll take it. It's actually my dream to drive this truck and wear these brown shorts, ma'am. Yeah. Can confirm driving a city bus is actually a killer gig. I mean, it's okay. The bus drivers I've spoken to, it's kind of it's kind of a trade-off because on the one hand, you are the ruler and the king of the bus. So you can kick anyone off the bus at any time. It's kind of like, but I don't get clipped saying this. It's the power that streamers have to ban chatters, but you get the pleasure of doing it to someone in person. You know? I don't get to see the face of chatters that I ban, but you get to see the face of the person you're kicking off the bus because it's your fucking bus. You know what I mean? That's probably kind of, that's probably a little bit fun. Unfortunately, you probably get a lot of like annoying people, which sucks, and those people are, yeah, sorry about that, but reminds me of the Soup Nazi episode on Seinfeld, but with bus drivers. Yeah. Teenagers, though. Yeah, but then you have to deal with teenagers. Then you have to deal with, like, a lot of the other things that suck about being a bus driver. I've been a letter carrier for 11 years. I love my job. I'm finally covered by our no layoff clause. The benefits are great. Thanks to my pension retirement account, I'm on track to retire at 55 when I hit my 30 years of service. Let's go, the Postman 10! Yes! I'm happy for you. Genuinely, there are so many people that I know that are so happy that they work for the local government. Because you're way more likely to actually get a pension. You're way more likely to actually get benefits. You're way more likely to get a consistent payroll. And I think, like, as someone who likes to sit in front of the computer, I've done a lot of computer jobs. I'll always take a job where I'm just like, okay. I don't need to, personally for me, I don't need to look forward to my job. It's okay. As long as you don't, I think when you don't have to deal with like customers, I've said it so many times on my stream, service workers, if you work customer service, you have the hardest job. You have like one of the hardest jobs. Like you are just constantly drained. Anything that's like customer facing, that is so difficult. And the reason why I'm talking about customer service jobs specifically, because obviously if you work as like a nurse, you're overworked as fuck. You probably work 12 hours a day and you probably work like every single day of the week. But at least you have some authority, right? You have like this much authority that at least people have to respect you. If you're like a fucking customer service, you work at a fucking mall or you work at like wherever, you don't get any respect. You just get treated like shit by so many fucking people. You are there to exist as other people's fucking servant. And man, I have nothing but empathy for, you think nurses get respected, my dude? No, but I think that I think every job, no one is getting respect 100% of the time. I'm saying there's no one that's working in customer service that's ever getting respect. Like respect in the, how do I explain it? Respect for the job. I think that there are still people that give respect to a nurse. It doesn't mean that nurses overwhelmingly never get treated terribly ever. Obviously not. Obviously not. But I think the idea is like, well, I probably don't want to be an asshole to this nurse because, you know, they're taking care of like my vitals and my chart and stuff. Probably like a bad idea to do that. I probably shouldn't, you know. I probably want my nurse to like me. Whereas like a random service worker that works at like a fucking, I don't know, a Macy's or whatever. It's like, I have heard horror stories where you get treated like you're dirt. Like you are literally dirt. You're always getting asked if you're AI or not. Wait, who is getting asked? Nurses can murk you? Yeah. When I was a supervisor at a 7-Eleven, I had a zero tolerance for customers harassing my employees. I miss having that power to tell Karens they had to behave like children. Sorry, to tell Karens that they're behaving like children. That's dope. That's dope. And let me be, from my personal experiences, I would say, like, it probably depends on the job and, like, how nice the place you work at is. But, like, I would say probably the majority of customers are pretty polite, but it's the ones that aren't that are just fucking, like, they're, like, walking demons among us. Like, the worst customers are some of the most evil people you have ever met in your life. Whereas, like, the average good customer just kind of exists and then leaves. I worked retail cosmetics for 6 years. I can confirm some of these people just don't think I'm a real person. Snap at me like, dude, this is a mall retail store. Yeah. Depends on the area where the nurse is. I had 2 months stay. Some patients give the nurses hell throwing stuff at them. Sorry, to be clear. This is not an attempt to say that, just on the off chance that anyone thinks that. Obviously, being a nurse is not an easy job. Very difficult job. Even if the job itself was easy, which it's not. The shift hours are insane. I don't know that I've ever met a nurse that doesn't work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I like the time that you have to dedicate is insane.
The mullet rolls are gone, people.
Yeah, and thank you so much for the 25 gifties. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. I was once threatened to be shot by an 80-year-old MAGA asshole because I asked for his ID to sell him cigarettes. It was Christmas. Bro. I think the other thing now that I'm thinking about it, letting it process, letting it simmer. The other thing too is I don't think that there's any social respect in working retail. Like, if anything, people who work retail, people who work at McDonald's, people who work at coffee shops, people who work just like customer service facing jobs, you have no social like capital, and everybody like the most insulting thing or scariest thing to tell someone is, well, you better go to school so you don't end up as like flipping burgers or whatever. Like, there isn't even any respect in the role, even though the labor is just as valuable. Like, I'm sorry, you want coffee, bitch. Who do you think is going to make the coffee for you? Motherfucking hoe. A human being. A barista. That job is valuable. You're just a bad fucking person. This is like the "you're a bad person" clip from Brennan Lee Mulligan. I'm blanking on it. Yeah, you're just expendable. Whereas at least in society, in modern society, I would say, or like American culture, nurses still, like, it's a good job. You know what I mean? Like, people don't say, oh, you better go to school so you don't become a nurse. So there isn't even like, there's no respect among peers, colleagues, friends, family. You're just like, you just get treated like the lowest rung member of society when you work a customer service job. So you get shit pay, no benefits, sometimes terrible coworkers, terrible boss. You're always going to deal with some shit customers every day, probably. And it's hard to find anyone in society that actually will respect your labor. There are so few positives for that job. And that's why I have so much empathy for people who work that job. That's why I call it like some of the hardest jobs. Because at least with other jobs that are physically demanding or emotionally demanding, the pay can be good. Like, if you work sanitation, that is a demanding job. It is a physically demanding job. But at least you have good benefits. At least you get paid well. At least you can retire. Hopefully, ideally, the systems haven't broken completely. So the job itself is hard, and the job itself requires a lot of work, and the job itself is not easy. No labor is easy. But you actually get paid. and you're considered important to society. But anyways, or how they say McDonald's jobs are for teenagers. Yeah, it's just so sad. It makes me annoyed.
I remember a guy being like, you know, like you're working in a coffee shop somewhere.
I've seen this one, yeah.
You know, like you got to think like that's not a career. You got to do that. And I remember talking to the guy and being like, so do you think no one should work in a coffee shop? And he was like, I wouldn't. And I was like, but I'm asking you, do you think coffee shops shouldn't exist? And he was like, no, I love coffee. And I was like, so you're bad.
Yeah.
Like, do you see that you are saying it should exist, and if you want it to exist, you should want it to be that anyone who works there, because again, we're agreeing it's good and necessary.
Yeah.
Coffee shops are actually better than what you do. It's better to
Yeah.
pour a cup of coffee than whatever fucking thing
Yeah.
you do all day. Right? That's a nice, cool thing to do that's good to do, is to make a good cup of coffee. So someone doing that should live in dignity and comfort and safety, right? We all think that is true. And like the idea that he was like, no, it should exist and it should hurt and be bad to do it. I remember a guy being like, you know,
Like you are just a bad person. I'm sorry. It's not complicated to me at all. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me when people are like, no, the laborer should do the labor that I rely on, and they should be treated like shit even though I want that labor. Huh? All right. Okay. Sure, man. Sure, man. You need a bigger YouTube presence. I search your name and everything that comes up on YouTube is weird, creepy haters with AI shop thumbnails of you. It doesn't even matter though, because like, Hassan uploads a lot, and like I'm pretty sure if you look up Hassan's name, it's all like Hassan is 100% done. Hassan is over. It's over for Hassan. YouTube has just always had a strong like right-wing presence and a right-wing push. So I am gonna upload content again. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Denims is 800% going to be homeless imminently. Yeah. Every time someone makes an anti-Denims video, they only clip 2 seconds of her looking mad or upset. Well, no, it's all AI shop, because when you watch my stream, I never look upset. I'm just like laughing, and it doesn't work for them to put a photo of me laughing. So they have to Photoshop me to make me like cry or whatever. Or they make Hassan bald. Man, making Hassan bald is by far. When I see it, I laugh. It's so funny to me. It has the same vibe as, again, when I see a video of me and it's like the thumbnail is like of me like crying. It's like the best part though, they make Hassan look like Asmongold, and it's a pro Asmongold page. With my favorite thing, when I search Hassan, I find his channel. When I search you, I get Asmongold talking about you. I mean, again, it's like I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. Can I make YouTube poops of your stream? Yeah, like I've said, anyone. You guys want to make posts, you want to make videos, you want to make shorts, go for it. I'm going to make a page eventually, and I'm going to dedicate content to it and start uploading stuff there. The problem is that it all just gets immediately brigaded, and from my understanding, YouTube's algorithm, if they see you only get negative exposure, they won't show your content to more people. And they start to like deboost your content. So it's kind of really annoying. Oh, I'm going to become Denims. Yes. 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 Also, you got me. Thank you for the raid. Hi. Welcome, 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 raiders. Hi, 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 hi. I had a Denims clip channel running before my husband got sick. Oh, I'm sorry about that. How slob tubers feel after posting cringe videos with AI thumbnail.
Streaming.
Nickel, thank you so much for the 5 gifties. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am become Denim's destroyer of chuds. What was I going to say? Chuds love your content. Yeah. But it's funny because when you I've clicked on some of these videos before because I'm like, okay, I'm a little curious. Let's see. And it's like, it's so boring. It's like, it's not, it'll be like a 2-second clip of me saying something. Obviously it's cut. And then it's just like some guy saying a bunch of shit that I didn't say. And I'm like, huh? Oh, Is that it? Or, like, I watch these because I'm like, oh, there might be criticism in there that's like actually worth learning from. And there's nothing, there's never anything there. It's like, it's terrible. Okay, let me see. That's how they debunk you. They talk for 45 minutes about a 5-second clip of you. Yeah. Look at this, look at this guy. Fucking bitch, whore, justice for Tectone. Yeah, bro, you keep riding for the guy that a court found to be committing sexual assault against his girlfriend. For sure, bro. For sure. They got your mans. They got your mans, bro. For sure. No, but it's you that's innocent. Wait, Denims, I'm gonna do titles like Denims is 100% done in my YouTube poops to cheat the system. I do think if we like counter manufactured a system where all of the content looks like it was anti-Denims, then the content was actually pro-Denims, I think it would go really well. I think it would go over really well. I also think like you just flood the zones with enough funny clips and people don't care. It's kind of like the Nick Fuentesification of Twitter or TikTok. They just post clips of him shitting on his audience, and now everyone is becoming more persuaded by Nick Fuentes. Like, if you just post enough funny clips about someone, people will just grow to like them. Yes, Sarnix, I wanted to watch this in a sec. But yeah, I'm thinking we'll get to it soon. We'll get to it soon. Obviously, anyone who wants to post clips, I think it's like, I do think that there's a market for it to just post a bunch of clips on YouTube or TikTok. You just have to post funny clips, and I think people will start to like it. Because I know people come into this stream, and people have come into this stream before from YouTube, and they're like, I watched a video on you, and they made you seem really unreasonable, and your stream is kind of fun. So I don't really understand. I guess they only ever pick clips of you talking about this stuff, and you talk about other stuff all the time. Because literally, there's just no clips other than the clips of me shitting on conservatives and chuds. Because those are the only clips they're going to use, right? Clippers be clipping. Mm-hmm. Wait, what was I saying? Denims is 100% done with gaming frogs. Fake conservative channel where every vid is watching a clip of you and getting their mind changed. Oh my god, wait, that's dope. Wait, that's a great idea for a channel. Oh my god. Yes, they got your mans, bro. All right. There was something I was gonna say. Fuck. Going back to the previous topic, one of my favorite sayings is, even in utopia, someone needs to clean the toilets. Like, undesirable work has to be done regardless. We should not be demeaning to the people who do it, and we should respect that we need them. Totally agree. Not gonna lie, a funny fake streamer beef channel would be hilarious. Video thumbnail, Denim abuses cat, just a clip of Wormy and Mayor Cat stretching. Yes. No, but actually. No. Okay, I don't remember what exactly was the point of what I was going to talk about. But what I do know is, can you imagine hiring all these people and then there's fucking insider trading and then they have the audacity to... Right, I was saying that it's a scam economy. So I would never judge someone engaging in... Like, if you worked on Cutie's Streamer Awards or whatever, and you, like, did an insider trading on Polymarket, I'd be like, you know, bro, I can't blame you when the entire economy is just a fucking scam. Like, our labor force, 50%, more than 50%. The only way that you can make it in this country is by doing a fucking scam. That's it. That's the only way to succeed. Either you get really lucky and somehow find one of the very few stable jobs that exist, or you operate in a scam. So I would never judge someone for that. For them to reach out to her and be like, well, why don't you just snitch on whoever is doing it? It's like, fuck no. Why would I do that? What the fuck? The fact that you can't pull down Polymarket bets on private ventures, fucking insane. Matt Lieb, Hassan Piker is an anti-Semite, and we Democrats need to purge him from the Democratic Party. Venmo at Matt Lieb. Hassan Piker is an anti-Semite. We Democrats need to purge him from the Democratic Party. Venmo at Vio Tubing. This is a great meme format, dude. Plus $7,000 from Chorus. Maybe I should quote tweet it. It's a pretty good tweet. Yeah, so anyways, it is a scam. I did see the markets on the, I think it was on crude oil. The chart literally looked like this. Like, oh, okay. Polymarket's trying to pretend like this is an individual failure, not a systemic one. Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, when Iran is making propaganda that's convincing the American people that we're the baddies, holy shit, how the empire has fallen. You guys see this video? All right. Native American lands. And the repeating theme in all of these videos is someone looking up. It's usually children looking up at the American empire before they're about to be. And I'll just list off the countries and the locations. Japan, Hiroshima. Vietnam. Yemen. Palestine, Gaza. Epstein Island. This is the one that's crazy. This is fucking insane. The people they have. Okay, I've said this so many times. I'm so happy. Like, there's one thing that's made me very happy in this world. In this timeline, under Mamdani's America, with the internet, people actually understand and have started to learn more about more cultures. I feel like you go back 2 decades, people didn't even know what an Arab person was. They were like, that's when you wear like a turban, right? It's like, huh? No, total. No. That's a religious group. This is an ethnic. Okay, all right. You know what? It's all good. Like Aladdin. Oh, I watch Aladdin. Yeah. Agrabah. Yeah. We should bomb them. Huh? No. Allahu Akbar it means death to America and you have to kill everyone. What? Where are you getting this information, brother? Where are you coming up with this? What? Lawrence of Arabia was the only thing Americans knew of the region? No. It's when you get the flying carpet and the genie, right? Yeah. It's when it's like camels. Everyone rides camels everywhere. All right, brother. Okay. Stop. Can you link this? Absolutely. I have to say, Majority Report. Thank you guys for the raid. Hi, raiders. Welcome. You guys tuned in at a great time. We were watching this Iran propaganda video that's convincing Americans that maybe America's the baddies because they included this shot of Epstein Island. Well, it's like, obviously it's an AI shot, but whatever. I have to say, in 2026, with the internet, with the advent of the internet, and with someone like Mamdani holding a position of power in this country, or holding office in this country, and showing people what North African MENA and Muslim culture look like, what they actually look like, and removing some of like the propaganda and the scare that some people had. Like, I'm not kidding. So many people in this country have been so brainwashed into thinking like all of the Arab people are super violent. All of the Muslims want to behead you. And they think everyone is an infidel and they need to kill you. And if you actually went and spoke to a Muslim person, especially like in America, there is not a single Muslim person you would run into that would ever in a million years condone any Muslim terrorist attack that has happened in the past however many decades. Like, you could literally just pull any. I remember it was that guy that like drew the prophet in France, and some lunatic killed him. I think the lunatic beheaded him. I don't know. And if you spoke to Muslim people, they were like, that's disgusting. That man should be, his crimes are between him and God. Like, what the fuck? The guy who killed him is not a Muslim person. That guy's an insane person. That guy's a crazy person. It's not up to you to go and judge him. That's what God is supposed to. God is supposed to judge you. What the fuck? Yeah, right before the Charlie Hebdo shooting. Yeah. Thousands of they just want to drink tea and gossip. The worst threat I've ever gotten from a Muslim person is, do you want more food? And a kiss on the cheek from someone's mom, literally the sweetest. Yeah. I mean, again, it's like, compare it to, like, can you imagine if every time there was a school shooting, every American had to personally condemn school shooters? That would be crazy. It's like, I'm sorry, we also have like crazy people in this country that we let them have guns. That's not representative of Americans, or at least I don't want it to be. And the rest of us Americans don't want to shoot up schools. I'm sorry that we have a lot of school shooters. Fuck, man. I promise not all of us in America are school shooters. That made France even more Islamophobic for years too. Yeah. Muslims around the world are like this. Iranians in Iran don't blame random Americans for what we're doing to them. They blame America and Israel and can separate that. Precisely. So, what was I trying to say? Are you streaming? Dams is streaming. I am streaming. There was a greater point I was making with this. I feel like in 2026, people have a much better understanding of what it is to be Muslim, what it means to be Muslim, what it means to be Arab, or to be Middle Eastern, or to be North African. And that this is like, this region, the 2 billion people that call themselves Muslim, have a lot of differences amongst each other. And it's not a monolith. And the cultures are slightly different. And the food is different. And the people are different. And religious extremism that exists in Islam also exists in Christianity. Crazy people that exist in the Muslim world also exist in the Christian world. You can't just get rid of crazy people because you have a different religion. Hello? Like, it's so frustrating. I mean, as an Arab, in an Arab country, crazy people exist here too. Yeah, but they exist everywhere. We have school shootings and we have mass shootings in America every day. That doesn't mean all Americans are mass shooters. That doesn't mean, well, this country is mostly Christian, so all of the Christians are violent. Huh? I'm scared to go to a Muslim person's house because I can't eat very much at a time and I don't want to offend them. Exactly. True. That's real. But one thing I have to say that's been very exciting for me as someone who's Arab and as someone who grew up Muslim has been watching people realize how cutthroat, no pun intended, meta humor is. Like, this is light. This video, whoever made this, whichever Iranian made this is light. They're not even going heavy on the propaganda yet, bro. This is a light meme. American memes suck. American memers fucking suck. They're just like, oh, triggered? Oh, you're a snowflake. Liberal. It's like boring, dude. Holy shit. This is insane. Oh my God. My Arab friends are astonished when they walk into my apartment and there's a shoe rack and I offer them tea. Okay, I'll play it from the beginning. So it's a video where it's like different groups of people that have been targeted by the American empire looking up at the sky. And in most of the instances, it's either people who we, nuked, bombed, firebombed, etc., or genocided. So it starts off Native American lands. Japan, Hiroshima. Vietnam. Yemen. Palestine, Gaza. Epstein Island. Iran. Oh my God. General Qasem Soleimani. And then the Ayatollah in Tehran. Bro. Yeah, the golden calf. Bro. Bro, they are gagging. They are gagging. Did you see the Lego edit yet? No, someone linked it. Let me see. I actually haven't seen this yet. What is it like? I think the most popular channel on TikTok is some dog shit fruit a bachelor show. It's like this AI, like a bunch of like women and men that are fruit AI, and they're like on a dating bachelor Love Island show or something like that. Fruit Island. Like, unfortunately, the AI slop is the way to move the American people. Hated that sentence. Hated saying that sentence. Hated thinking that sentence. Hated that I said it. Cappuccino assassino. Oh my. I'm sorry to say, but the slopaganda, Iranians know where to target the Americans, and it's in the slopaganda. It's right here. Right here. Pink, thank you for the 28 months. Stilly Rex, thank you, by the way, for the 5 gifties. Bumble, thank you so much for the Prime. Sorry, I didn't see that just until now.
Yeah. You crossed the ocean just to find your granted. Sacrifice your own boys for a lie. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. Make America great again. Yeah, make America great again now. We will see what happens, yeah. Watch this. Sacred defense, we protecting the soil. While you sacrifice soldiers to pay for your spoil. You thought you ran the blow, sitting on your throne. Now we turning every base into a bed of stone. It's a slaughterhouse, a trap you couldn't see. Welcome to the graveyard of your vanity. The secrets are leaking. The pressure is rising. We locked on the target. And now you are hiding. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame.
Oh my God, I know like at least 17 Janets on Facebook completely switched onto the other side. They've already bought AI rapping using the N-word. Sorry, AI using rapping the N-word got me squinting my eyes. Well, no, they said make Iran great again. MIGA.
Taste the ash of defeat. Yeah, we spelling out your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a fucker while you shaking in your sweet. LOSC. Taste the ash of defeat. Swag's fighting in your suit, hiding Epstein's ghost. You sent your boys to die on the bloody coast. Not a revenge for the leader's blood is purely mine. Every drop of his blood is a missile on the line. You thought you took him out. Thought the fire was dead, but another common name is standing ahead. Yeah, you strike one down, we just shatter your brain. We put another in the leg. Common name again. The secret
Dude, we need to hang it up. The US is over. We're being beat by Lego AI videos from Iran. At Lego, this is positively impacting your brand's impression on me. I now want to buy more Lego products. Shut up. This is killing me. This is sending me the random Iranian chasing down an American with a fucking missile is sending me, dude, bro. F-35 down, bro. Bro, we're gonna have kids asking for the $200 Lego Shahad kit for Christmas. Oh my god, dude. It's you know what? I grew up in a very Islamophobic family, white people, and the gag is now I'm dating a Jordanian, sponsored him for permanent residency in Canada. My parents love my partner now. Well, the other thing too is like what you have to understand is that I will tell you let me move on from this really quickly just to say it is actually insane, by the way. This would have never worked in a million years. No one would have ever been convinced by this type of propaganda in a million years ago. But in the modern America, where most Americans don't even want to go to war with Iran, most Americans don't want to go die for fucking Netanyahu. They don't want to go die for Israel. When they see this shit, they see America getting fucking clowned on. The majority of Americans see this and they say, "What? We're literally getting trolled. We're getting fucking epically Chungus trolled. Operation Epic Fury, epically, furiously destroyed on all fronts. This is pathetic." They're dunking on us, bro. They're so dunking on us. Oh, man. Baron wants to die for Israel, though? Okay. Well, I guess if he wants to. Yeah. Oh, man. I think this is the only time in history anyone's ever been able to do something like this. Because Iraq, if they tried to do this, they wouldn't have been able to. If Afghanistan tried to do this, they wouldn't have been able to do this. But because this war is so unpopular, phew, yeah. Is it really convincing anybody, though? People are so brainwashed. Well, I think there are at least people seeing this and thinking that we look like pathetic losers. What? We exploded their country. Bro watches Trump and actually believes everything he says. Bro listens to fucking the DUI hire and says, yeah, makes sense to me. Yeah, based. Yeah, based. Yeah, based. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. How have you been not banned for so long? You just type the same sentence over and over and over and over and over again. Literally the first word in your title. Would you like to do an apology? Would you like to do Dude, did you check the rules? Don't be annoying. Holy. But anyways, yeah, unfortunately I think I haven't seen anything good for American American morale. Saying you won over and over again is not good enough, unfortunately. Not good enough. Not good enough. American propaganda has fallen off. You mean to tell me that the DHS account You mean to tell me the DHS account saying that they've epic chungus Nintendo weed all of the other countries? That's not good? Okay. Turns out if you repeat something over and over again, it doesn't magically make it true, but Trump told me that it does. Anyways. I think that is a good place to call it. I am going to head off for today. Tomorrow, we can do some Resident Evil. We finally got to Leon Kennedy. What is the... Doesn't Leon Kennedy have a... Leon Scott Kennedy, or as I like to call him, Leon Slut Kennedy. We're going to do that tomorrow. But for everybody else, or not for everybody else, for everybody, I will be tuning off for today. Thank you for coming to the stream. Please have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Tell your homies that you love them. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow for usual politics stream and then some gaming. Yes, yes. Actually, the S stands for sex. Oh, sorry. My bad. Sorry. Leon Sex Kennedy. Fixed it. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I will see all of you guys tomorrow.